doing? Hare Krishna. In the 10th chapter, just go and have a quick look here. The last section of the 10th chapter, which is about Krishna's opulences. So Krishna is going to describe his different vibhutis in different things, so that the purpose is, anyone knows why Krishna is, Arjun has asked Krishna to show his vibhutis. What's the purpose in Arjun's mind? Anyone? Why he wants to see or listen about his vibhutis?
So that people can understand his potencies and connect with Krishna in that way.
Yes. So the word he has used is anuchintayan, sada anuchintayan. So I can do of your chintan. So wherever we see there are many attractive things around us, and we get attracted to those things. So when we see those things, what should we think? This is a vibhuti of Krishna. Krishna has given some special potency in this, and that's why it is very attractive to me. So when we see those things, instead of thinking and getting attracted to those things, we should think about the source of those things, which is Krishna. And that's why Arjun has requested Krishna to please tell about his vibhutis. And now in the 19th verse, Krishna is going to start. Let's do a few revisions here. Maybe Akandrasa Prabhu, would you like to do 10-19?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. One
Hare
minute.
Krishna Prabhu.
19th.
Yes.
1 minute. No.
No problem.
In 19. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Yes, I will tell you of my splendor manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless." So here basically Krishna is explaining that because he's unlimited and his opulences have no limit, and so he's telling Arjuna that he will only speak about the main opulences only, so that everybody else can benefit about his magnificent, wondrous qualities.
So he's also using the word Divya hi Atma Vibhutaya. So they are Atma Vibhuti, they are my Vibhuti, and they are divine. And saying Pradhanyata, so as you were saying earlier. So the word Krishna is using Pradhanyata. Pradhanyata means only the main ones I'm going to explain. Why main one? Na asti anto vistarasya me. Na asti. There is no end to it. Vistarasya me. To my vibhutis, there is no end to them. So I will only explain you the main ones. Let's see what Krishna is going to explain from 20 onwards. So there's 20 verses Krishna has allocated just to explain his different vibhutis. Now, can anyone explain the word vibhuti quickly? Because this is the chapter we are doing. Anyone else?
Potencies or opulences.
Okay, a little bit more. Yes, you're right, Prabhu.
Vibhuti means Vishesh existence, you mentioned for Krishna, Prabhuji?
Yes, Vishesh Bhuti. So
Vishesh
Bhuti refers to existence and V refers to Vishesh, or
Vishesh.
very special existence. And what does it mean by very special existence? Which
you
yes.
mentioned, Prabhuji, that we all are Bhut, and like even
we are
the
all, yes, we are Bhut. You're right, Mataji.
Yes. And
Jiva.
we all
Bhut
are
means Jiva.
living entities, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So we all are living entities, and Krishna is Vibhut, so which means he's a special living entity, or Vishesh existence mentioned for Krishna. He's special.
He's definitely special, but in the word Vibhuti, what is the special existence which attracts us? So when we look at the shark, for example, one example which Krishna gives, when we look at the banyan tree, for example, we look at Arjun, they are very, very special amongst the other trees, for example. Banyan tree is very attractive. Shark is very attractive among fishes. Among all the archers, Arjun is very attractive. So when we look at these special existences, we get attracted to them. And once we get attracted to them, we get distracted many times. In the world also, Chaitanya Prabhu was explaining, even when we see a beautiful person in this material world, we see a beautiful table, for example. Oh, this is so nice. So definitely the table or the person's beauty or his power to speak, like Hitler. Hitler was very eloquent speaker. I have not heard any speeches from Hitler, but I heard in lectures. So he will stand in front of the mirror, and actually he will see his every single expression and the words. And through this abhyas, obviously for the negative thing, he changed the mind of millions of people, and they hated the other community people. And eventually he was able to kill millions of people through his speech. Anyway, so the thing is, he was very powerful in his field. Now, he didn't use it properly. That's a different thing. So anywhere when we see a vishesh thing, a very powerful, special, attractive thing, we should connect it to Krishna. And that's how, if we can connect it to Krishna, we are able to remember Krishna instead of getting distracted by that particular thing. Oh, Krishna has given him that particular power. Okay, thank you. So now let's start from 1020. Prasannatma Prabhu, would you like to say something about 1020?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
10:20. I am the super soul, O Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all living beings. So, Aham Atma Gudakesha. So here, Lord is addressing Arjuna as Gudakesha and saying he is the super soul of all living entities. Sarva Bhuta Shaya Stita, residing on all the living entities. So Gudakesha means one who has conquered ignorance, or one who has conquered sleep. One more you said, like since Lord during the chariot of Arjuna, being his friend, he gave joy to Brahma and Shiva. So he's also called Gudakesha.
Yes.
And Aham Adischa Madhyamscha Bhutanam Anta Evacha. So he is also the beginning, middle, and end of all the living entities. That's what he.
Yeah. So what does beginning mean here?
Birth.
Yes. So who causes the birth? The two living entities, male, female, can come together, but can they cause the beginning of another new living life?
No, Krishna
Not
is
possible. Only Krishna can make it possible. Otherwise, many cases you see, and we read in Srimad Bhagavatam, Chitraketu Maharaj was perfect. His wife, 60 crore wife. That's what Bhagavatam says. He had. None of the wife could give him a child. So it's not about Maharaj being perfect or the queens being perfect. It's about Krishna was not allowing that thing to happen. And many times we see they don't want the children, and children do come, isn't it? So who is the cause of that beginning? Krishna. And who is maintaining our children, for example, or us? We working very hard maintaining our children, so-called our children. So Krishna is the cause of whole sustenance. We cannot do anything. Just one instance comes to my mind. In World War II, I heard in some countries at least, the grain, atta, dal, chawal, that became so expensive. They had to give a bucket full of money to buy 1 kilo of atta, 1 kilo of flour. The flour became so expensive. So if we are the cause of the maintenance, why we are allowing these things to happen in the world? Corona came, we just have to tolerate, wait and watch. All these big governments, big militaries, nothing they can do. So he's the middle, means he's the sustenance and end of living beings. It says, Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. If Krishna want to annihilate you, who can protect you? And if Krishna want to protect you, who can annihilate you? So he is the cause of the end. And beautifully Bhagavatam explains, Krishna brings two living entities together and produces a new life. And those two living entities think, oh, I am the cause of the production. And then Krishna maintains through them, and Krishna sort of kills when the appropriate time comes through the living entity. Someone, get bitten by a snake, for example, and he dies. Someone gets corona, someone gets a heart attack. So many causes, but Krishna is the ultimate cause. When Parikshit got the curse from the Shringi Muni, what did he say? It's not the curse of the Brahman, it's Krishna coming. My Guru Maharaj also, when the so-called death was approaching, he said, I am not seeing death. What I'm seeing? Krishna coming in the form of death. So he is the end. So that's why we should not over worry. Obviously, we should do the practical things. We should not over worry. that, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. If you are not supposed to die, you will not die. If you're supposed to die, anything can happen any moment. A very nice verse. Okay, I'll not do every single verse here because there are many names here. I just want to do the main ones. Yes, 10:22. This is nice. One part especially is very nice. Anyone know the key part of this verse? Very, very important. Is from practical perspective. Third line, Indriyanam manaschasmi. Of all the Indriyas, senses, I am mind. Anyone can say on this one?
Yes, Prabhuji. In this one, Prabhuji, the main thing is my mind is the cause of my unhappiness.
Yes.
And
Yes.
over here, we are mentioning that you mentioned about the Vedas, Prabhuji, the Sam Veda, and then we talked about demigods as well. And the main thing is that, when unhappiness is, we should think that Krishna is whatever we are getting, it's because of the mercy of Krishna. And if we think, we are distressed, or we are thinking about that, this is not good for us, or we are having a feeling of unhappiness in our mind, this is only because of our mind. We should think it's the mind that is causing that unhappiness. And if Krishna is giving us, there must be something good in that.
Thank you, Mataji. And this example given by Avanti Brahman in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where he says, my family people are not the cause of my unhappiness. The devatas, the demigods are not the cause of unhappiness. My environment, maybe it's too cold or too hot, too much rain. My environment is not the cause of my unhappiness. What is the cause of my unhappiness? My mind. And this is not with Avanti Brahman, actually, this is all of us. So many times we blame the people, we blame the situation, we blame some things. Amrendra Prabhu very nicely says there's a CC and BCC. So CC means, CC means Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we should do CC, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we should not do BCC. BCC means what Prabhuji says, blame, criticize, complain. So mostly what we are doing, CC or BCC? Sorry to say, BCC. When we meet with other devotee or non-devotees, bahut problem chal raha hai, so many problems going on. This is not right, that is not right. So we are blaming a person, we are criticizing a person, or complaining about a situation. My life, nothing is going well, something like that we say. So BCC is not needed. What is needed is CC, Chaitanya Charitamrita, or SB, or BG. They are the one we should talk about. Now, it doesn't mean we become hard-hearted. We cannot share our problems with others. That's not the point here. The point is we should share the problems with those people who can literally help you and guide you. We should not just make our friends like our emotional dump. Because I'm feeling emotional, I need someone to talk to, and then you dump. And then friend says, okay, let's come with me to beer bar. You're having a lot of problem. I will show you how to solve your problem. So we should only go to those people who can solve your problem. And who are those people? Shastra says they should have three qualities. They should be sajatiya, they should be snigdha, and they should be able to give you ashraya. Sajatiya means like-minded people. Snigdha means they should be well-wisher of you. And the third thing Shastra says, they should be able to give you the shelter. They should have that power. If someone doesn't have that power and you just, prajalpa, what will be the end of that prajalpa? Nothing. So they should be sajatiya, snigdha, and ashraya. If you go to these people, they will definitely guide you, and you are allowed to open your heart. Gohyam akhyati prakshati. NOI says that. So we are not saying we should not share your heart. No, we can definitely share our heart, but with the appropriate people and for the appropriate purpose. What the purpose should be? Am I going to become more Krishna conscious after this discussion? That is the purpose, not that, trying to put someone down. And then you can talk for 2 hours. That doesn't lead anywhere. Actually, that puts us down. When you have criticized someone and you are chanting your rounds, do you think your concentration will be good or no? Will be good after criticizing? It's sweet memories which comes to our mind. And suppose if you have read Bhagavatam or you have glorified some devotee and then you are chanting your rounds, do you think your concentration will be better?
Yes.
So we should think like that. Again, in a very specific situations, we can go to our seniors for their guidance, but again, for the purpose of our elevation, not for someone's, putting them down. That should not be the purpose. So anytime we feel this vega in our heart, the Rupa Goswami says, Vacho Vegam. The first thing he says, Vacho Vegam. Stop. You're feeling lot in your heart, stop. Vacho Vegam. Huh? But Rupa Goswami said, Goya Makha Viprakshati. You can do that. You can do that in a specific situation with a specific devotee for a specific purpose. Huh? So man has to be controlled. There are two levels of control. The first level is Dhamma and then Shama. Dhamma means you feel like speaking, but do not speak. That's called Dhamma, Indriya Dham. Huh? And Shama means you control your mind. That's a very high situation, but eventually your mind should be controlled. No, why should I criticize? Why should I blame? Why should I waste my time? Okay, next one. Leave that. We'll do 10:25. 10:25. Anyone remember 10:25? One of the
I
most
can do,
important.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, please, Mataji. You can just do the important part of this one. Mataji, you're on mute.
Would you like me to read it?
Just Mataji, just do this third one. This is the most important bit.
Okay. So the third one is the Yagnama Japa Yagno Ashmi. So here is Krishna is clearly stating that, as you mentioned earlier as well, that, our mind we have to bring back to control. And so this is a way, because here is Krishna saying that the Japa is the Yagna. This Japa is very important. Japa is our Yagna, and Yagna, which is the sacrifice. So for normal, normally we do Yagna and we put the ghee, barley, and different things, usually sesame or whatever, to do these Yagnas. But when we are doing Japa, which is also considered a Yagna, we are sacrificing our consciousness. So because when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we are hearing and also withdrawing our mind from everything else around us and focusing solely on the Maha Mantra, the holy name. And also you mentioned that obviously, we do yagna, we pay some money to the priest, and that can be done. We pay some money and, they do like Narsimha Yagna, some yagnas, other yagnas. But because here we have to keep bringing our mind back to the holy name and the mantra, it is the most difficult yagna, because we are all struggling, or personally we are struggling to bring that mind back and fixating our mind on that, the holy name. So here we are, by doing that Japa Yagna, we are doing Ahuti Yoga, so yeah, sacrificing our consciousness. And if we do this with our sincerity and our best efforts, and we do it, we can achieve the Krishna Prem. And Krishna, and then obviously Prabhupada also mentioned that 99% of our devotional advancement will be based on the chanting. Yes,
Thank you,
Prabhupada.
Mataji. Thank you.
Hare.
And also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Yagyehi Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasa. Srimad Bhagavatam says, this is spoken to Nimi Maharaj by Navayogendras. So Yagyehi Sankirtana Prayar. So this age is the age of Sankirtan Yagya. Sankirtan Yagya means Samyak Kirtan. Samyak Kirtan means glorification with devotees. So if we are doing alone, Japa Yagya is very, very difficult. But when we are with devotees, especially, you do Tulsi Aarti in the morning and sit with devotees, the probability is your mind will be much more concentrated. So whenever we do devotional service together, again with like-minded devotees, you see our mind is much more focused rather than when we're trying to do alone. Prabhupada said, if you're trying to advance in devotional life alone in Kali Yuga, it's a mad proposal. Prabhupada said, it's a mad proposal. So you cannot sit at home alone and just think, I will advance myself. I have all the books. I have Japa Mala. I have my Guru Maharaj. Yes, you can try to do it. And the famous example is Bhagavatam, Bharat Maharaj. Huh? He was very advanced. We are not advanced at all, but he was really advanced. He had really detachment. He has quit his, it says he was very young. He had all the armies of the world. He had wealth of the whole world. He quit everything at the young age. How many are going to be very soon at a Vanaprastha stage? I'm going to be soon there. Some of them, do we have any detachment? Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj said, now you should leave home when house people, the family people are asking, why are you leaving? Instead of when they're asking, when are you leaving? So when family people are saying, why are you leaving, means they love you. My dear father, please don't go. Rather than they start asking, when are you leaving? Why? You're going to die at home. Manuspati says a Brahman should never quit his body at home. Never. Brahman should always quit the body where he's not able to see his family people, because there's so much attachment, especially when you're leaving the body. When you see in India, generally speaking, the tradition is when, old people is dying, all the daughter come, son come, and their cousin come, everyone come and say, oh, my dear Papa, you are leaving. Oh, everyone is here. When he sees everyone, just imagine his mindset. He will have so much attachment. Who is my chacha, nana, kaka, tau, grandson, great grandson? He is so small, and this son is not very careful. He is careless. All these things will come in the mind. What will be your gati? So a Brahman should never die in home. Brahman should always die in one. Now, obviously, for us, one is not a physical forest, it's Vrindavan. So we should die. And again, on a higher notes, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, our Vrindavan is a state of consciousness, not a physical place. Yeah, if physical place is there, definitely good, but it's a state of consciousness. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, I don't want to die in Vrindavan. I don't want to die in Kurukshetra. What does Kurukshetra means? I want to die battling against Maya. Battling against Maya. So we all are the soldiers of the Prabhupada's army. So we want to battle against Maya, means preaching and dying. While preaching, if you leave your body, just imagine, you're doing a program, you're doing Harinam Sankirtan, Krishna Katha, and all of a sudden, Hare Krishna. That will be the best death, best life. You're glorifying Krishna at the end. And if you're giving class, who is having the most concentration? The students or the audience? Or the speaker? Who is having the most concentration? Audience are just thinking, kab khatam karega, kab prasad milega. Or in your
The speaker.
speaker. So if you're glorifying Krishna, you're distributing books, doing Harinam, and you die. It's amazing. It's amazing. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I want to die in Kurukshetra. So that should be our spirit as well. We should not just be staying home. Vanaprastha has come, sannyas age has come. In Hindi, if you know, 51, what do you call in Hindi? Anyone? No Hindi? 51, 52. Even the numbers are saying 1, 1, 1. Chalo 1. Chalo, let's go 1, 1, 1. And when it becomes 81, 82, we're sannyasi. He should take sannyasi. Even numbers are telling, get out, get out. And many people start their life at 51, 52. They're starting their life. This is amazing, It's ridiculous. So what Krishna will do, that's out of control. But what we should try to do, we should target. Uttam Shloka Prabhu, His Holiness Bhakti Rasayan Maharaj was saying, at least we should make a plan for our retirement. 50 is approaching. What are we doing? 50 is approaching. 50 has approached. What have we done? What is the plan for next 5 years? What is the plan for next 7 years? We are all approaching 50. I know there are some young devotees here as well. But one day we'll all be there. So we should have a good plan. And he said, Maharaj said, it's Maharaj's statement, you should have plan A, plan B, and plan C. Then what will happen? That is out of our control. Krishna may have a very different plan for us, but you should have, no, I want to do this in next 5 years. I want to read all Chaitanya Charitamrita, all Srimad Bhagavatam. I want to finish my Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Shastri. I should be giving this class at temple. I should spend, 8 hours this week. Next week, I should be spending 10 hours in the temple. What are we doing otherwise? He said, no plan, nothing is going to get achieved. You have plans for your investment property and this and that. Where is the plan for getting retired, getting sannyas? Again, sannyas in a mature way I'm talking, not an immature way. So unless we have plans, so yajna nam jap yajyosmi. So we should be very, very clear. This is the jap yajna. We'll do 99% advancement. If we do this carefully and consciously, Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj was saying, if you prioritize Krishna in our life, Krishna will prioritize yourself in his life. So right now, many of us, many times, we don't prioritize Krishna. We do Krishna consciousness activity, no doubt about it. We don't prioritize. This is urgent. Everything else, it's all right. It's all right. This is perfect. This is eternal activity. And the better I do this, other things will get aligned to this. And slowly Krishna will reveal what plans he has. Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Actually,
Krishna.
I want to ask, you are mentioning that we should not have our family members at the time of departure. So because we want to um, avoid getting attachment, because then we will be not in a good state of mind to when we leave this world, because we will remember our family rather than remembering Krishna. But what if our family is there in and helping us all to remember Krishna
Okay.
in that way?
So, yeah. So this answer was given by Bhakti Vidyapurna Maharaj. So I'll just repeat what Maharaj said. He said, yes, if your family is also Krishna's devotee, some devotee asked, so is there anything wrong if devotees, my family is a devotee and they're around me? So Maharaj said very clearly, as Maharaj's statement, yes, you can have your family members if they happen to be like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Sorry. So if they happen to be like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what does it mean? It's not a criticism or anything. What it means here, we love our family members not on the basis of them being a devotee. We love our family members. Why? Because they are my son, they are my daughter, they are my mother or father. Be honest. Most of the cases, and that's why even Kunti Maharani is saying, Krishna, can you please detach me from my family affection? Even Kunti Maharani is saying, so who are we? Arjun, like who better can be better devotee than Arjun and Yudhishthira and Bhima? But Kunti is saying, please cut my attachment. It's a 841 verse where Kunti Maharani clearly saying, please cut my attachment to my family members. What is she saying? She doesn't want to say, cut my attachment to Arjun. He's saying, cut my attachment to Arjun as my son. Arjun as a devotee is very nice. So it depends. If we are in such a great consciousness that we can see them as, our spiritual masters, perfectly fine. But we have to make that call. Are we seeing them as our spiritual masters, or we are seeing them as, oh, my son has come, my daughter has come, and they're helping me? So it's a very, very high sort of mindset, but that's the answer. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, but it can be a bit challenging because if you're not at
That's
that
where
level and you've
you
got
need to prepare yourself whole life. That's what the point is. The point is not, last day you leave. No, that's not the point. When Parikshit left, when he got the curse, do you think Parikshit just left at that moment? Who can even sit for 7 days? What to speak of listening Krishna Katha? He had prepared his whole life for those moments. So we need to prepare now when we are in 30s and 20s and 10s. Now we need to prepare. That moment will come and I need to leave, and I want to go back to Godhead. I don't want to be taking another birth in another family. So you need to prepare your whole life. Every day you need to prepare. Every moment. You're serving your family right now. Do the best. But as what? As devotees of the Lord. So it's not going to come last minute, as you're saying correctly. It's very difficult, challenging. Absolutely right. Imagine the situation of Parikshit. Parikshit sat for 7 days and 7 nights hearing Krishna Katha. Can any one of us do that? Even if we get an ultimatum for 7 days and even Brahma comes and stamps it. No, this statement is correct. You're going to die in 7 days. Can any one of us sit for 7 days and 7 nights without even drinking a drop of water? He had practiced it. He had practiced it. So the point is we need to practice from today. From today, very seriously, we're going to leave and we need to be living in a glorious way. And we will be very fortunate, Mataji and Prabhuji as well. If we get an ultimatum, we may die in a street corner, in an accident, in a journey to Vrindavan, anytime, anything can happen. So we need to prepare. That's the answer. Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Satyabhama Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, as you were mentioning that, that the best death would be if someone is glorifying Krishna or doing Bhagavatam, in that state of mind. But at the same time, Prabhuji, like that person might be having little bit of agitation or anger, feeling of anger. He might not have been completely purified. But still, if that person is doing, would he still get a spot in Golok Vrindavan?
Yes, Mataji. So it's hard for us to understand these things because we want everything like, black and white. But Krishna's mercy, the way it works, is not so black and white. What we cannot always complain. So yes, the point is, if he is fully Krishna conscious at the point of death, he will go back to Godhead. But if he is not fully conscious, he is only like 90% conscious, Krishna will make that arrangement. But isn't it an elevation if you die with 90% Krishna consciousness? Only
Yes.
10%. So you'll take birth in, Bhakti Charu Maharaj said, you'll take birth in some universe where Krishna's Vrindavan Leela is going on. And you'll take birth in the house of gopis. Imagine Mataji or Prabhuji's. I would like, take me anytime. Huh? So it's still a great elevation. You don't have to go back to Godhead straight away. You can go through Vrindavan, Bhulok Vrindavan, and then go to Golok Vrindavan. I think it's great. So if
And
he's having
Prabhuji,
some agitation, that will be taken care by Krishna in his way. That's the answer.
okay.
Yes.
And like when the person goes there, because there must be, everybody would be the pure soul and everybody would be so nice and glorifying Krishna. But if that person has not completely eradicated the feeling of anger or, or agitation, he
Yes.
might do the same behavior
Yes.
with the other devotees.
You're
So
right.
I was just wondering, when he goes to Golok Vrindavan, does that feeling automatically vanish because he is in
Okay.
Golok Vrindavan? Or
Yes.
what happens, Prabhuji?
Thank you, Mata. Very nice questions. Our Guru Maharaj gives the answer of that. So I'll just repeat the question, Mata. Is saying, if some anarthas are still there in the heart, will he manifest those anarthas when he is in Golok Vrindavan with other devotees? Because that's a possibility. Like we have lust, greed, anger, envy, and all that. When we meet with devotees, that's what comes out. When we are angry, when we meet another devotee, what comes out? And the example Gauranga Prabhu gives very nicely. If you squeeze the Karela juice, what comes out? Santra juice? If you squeeze Karela, only Karela juice will come out. So if we squeeze a person who is not a devotee, when the situation presses him or her, what comes out? So whenever a Karela juice is coming out, you should not think, I'm a Santra, I'm a Aam, I'm a mango. You should think immediately, actually, I'm doing all this blabbering, criticism. That means I have criticism. I'm not a Pandava, I'm a Kaurava. That's the first thing. Now, if there are some anarthas left and you die in a very good conscious mood. So Guru Maharaj explains very nicely, when you go to the Vaikuntha door, so there has to be an entry check. When you land in America or somewhere, they will check your visa. Why you are landed here, you bought a ticket, that's fine, but where is your visa? So in the custom, they will see your visa. So they will also see your visa, and your visa will be your purified heart. Now, if the purified heart is not there and you arrived, suppose you arrived there, right? So Guru Maharaj said very nicely, if you have not achieved Krishna Prema in this life here, the Krishna Prema can be given at the door. Maharaj said very clearly, it can be given at the door. So you only had, $90 instead of $100. So that the deficit, the $10 deficit, your Guru Maharaj will be standing on the door and say, Satyabhama Mataji is here. Here's your $10. Get inside. So this is how it works. So whatever gaps are there, so Prabhupada explains, you try your best. It doesn't mean you will become the best. It doesn't mean that. You try your best. But if you try your best, whatever the gaps are there, your spiritual master and devotee's mercy will fill that gap. But if you don't try your sincerely and say, Guru Maharaj, where are you? I haven't chanted my rounds. I haven't done my DT Vasha. I'm not eating prasadam. Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj said, go back, try again. Because you haven't done your part as yet. So many times we blame again our situations or our Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, this, that. I haven't been communicating. My spiritual master is too busy to write me an email. I haven't had his personal darshan for 10 years, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. It's a different realm which we are talking. If we are sincere, then how many times Prabhupada met his spiritual master? Anyone knows? 3 or 4 times. Very short meetings. He wasn't there, cooking 50 dishes for his Guru Maharaj. He was listening his Guru Maharaj. He heard his Guru Maharaj sincerely and he tried his best in his situation. He did not leave his family immediately. It took 44 years before he could execute Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj's instruction in a manifested way. But internally, he was working on those instructions. I think we shared this. Keshav Maharaj said the spiritual master instructions can be delayed but cannot be denied. Delay, okay. We have our family, we have our bodily situation, mental situation. So if we try our best, the spiritual master and Vaishnava will fill that gap in this very life. In this very life, that's important. So we don't have to take another birth. Just try your best. And as Adesham Prabhu says, leave the rest. They know what to do.
Prabhupada also told on the similar thing.
Yes.
Like he told, you should be 100% Krishna conscious, then all devotees are looking at each other. Then he said, okay, be 95% Krishna conscious, I'll take you
Yes.
back. Then again, they were not satisfied. Then he said, 85%. Then still they were looking at each other. Then said, 80% Krishna conscious, I'll take you back. And then he put his chadar like this and walked straight.
Hari Hari. 80% pass marks. Or kya chahiye? I'll tell you one more incident, and then I'll come to Sakhi Radhika Mataji, because related to this. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj was explaining this very nicely. He had one of his disciples who's a pilot, aeroplane pilot. So he come to Mumbai to see Maharaj, and they were just having some normal conversation. So Maharaj was asking, so how do you fly? How do you sort of get trained in that? So that person, Maharaj's disciple, explained him, Maharaj, we get this virtual training. So they have these aeroplanes on the ground, obviously. So they do this virtual training. That means you feel like you're flying, but you're not flying anything. You're in a machine. And they will have the vibrations. I don't know what you call virtual gaming or something. I don't know much about it. But
simulator, Prabhu.
Simulator.
Simulator.
That's the word. That's the word. Simulator. Thank you, Prabhu. I don't have experience of simulator. So they have simulators of that aeroplane, whatever he's supposed to fly. And then they have to pass the exams there. And he told Maharaj that he has to get a certain percentage. Before he get that certain percentage, he cannot sit on the actual plane and start flying. You know how much is the pass marks there? Any ideas?
So
95?
should be close to 100%.
100%.
100%,
Even if you fail the slightest thing, they will not give you the physical plane. Why? You're risking your life, and you're risking another 500 people's life who are sitting behind you. It's such a risky. You have to get 100% mark. Similarly, you have to become 100% Krishna conscious to go back to Godhead. But how do you achieve it? As I was saying with Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada, you even do 70, 80%, 30% will be done. And Satyama Mataji, coming back to your question, you cannot make an entry unless you have 100%. So you cannot manifest your, anger, greed, and all those things there, because there is no place for those. At the door, everything has to be finalized. And at the door, our spiritual master says will be there to receive us. But all we have to go, just walk towards the door. Don't walk towards the other way. Just keep walking towards the door. Walking, and you will fail, you will fall. That's okay. That's all right. No problem with that. Keep walking. Get up, walk. And one day you will be at the door, and Special Master will be there. Hare Krishna, you made it. You made it. He'll be so happy. And we'll be very happy.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mata. Sakhi Radhika Mataji.
Prabhuji, just on this, there is a poem written by Mahaprabhu Prabhu.
Yes.
And I really remember that part where he says that when we'll reach the door and we'll be like entering there, and there would be many devotees chanting and saying, Hari Bol, you made it. And some of them, like, I would be looking at them and I would be shocked, oh, ye bhi pahunch gaya. He is also here. Ye bhi, tera bhi ho gaya. I can't even imagine itna problem create kiya tha. And the funny part would be, he said, everybody else would be thinking of me the same, that I reached. So he was saying that we have to be very careful when we are living with devotees here. If we can't live with the devotees here in harmony, how will we go there and live with the devotees in harmony?
Yeah.
So to please Guru and Krishna, we should always live here in harmony, do our rounds, and then everything Krishna will take care.
Jai, Hari Bol. So that's a poem by Mahatma Das Prabhu. Maybe Mataji can share. I have read it, but long ago. You can share with all the devotees. Very nice. Nice encouragement. So we always think others are creating problem, but we think we are the best one. Others are thinking exactly same way. The last point, Sankarshan Maharaj was asked this question. Maybe I have shared it. One devotee asked, Maharaj, how should I tolerate others? Maharaj said, as others are tolerating you. We never click this point. I am the problem. No, I'm never the problem point. It's always others are the problematic people. I'm the best one. No, Maharaj said, as others are tolerating you. So if we have that sort of two-way traffic going on, then we can live in a balanced way. Okay, Yagyanam Japyagyosmi. One line triggers so many nice discussion. Okay, let's move to 34. The important one actually. So 1034. Who wants to do? Mahasa Prabhu? Want to do that? He's a senior devotee, so he can do it.
Sorry, Prabhu. Okay.
Just one, Prabhuji. This one.
Well, there are a lot many things in this, Prabhu. It's very difficult to say even one. But yes, one thing that I can say is about the death, because death is the most certain thing that every living entity has to face. So Krishna is the one who is obviously is the fear personification for the death itself. But here Krishna is saying that even death is like he is the energy or is the part of the death as a process. And well, that's all I remember so far. Sorry.
Okay, he's not the part of it, he is the it.
He is the
He
doesn't I mean, I'll tell you, I did not feel like saying that because Krishna is so merciful. He cannot be talking like about death. Obviously it
Yeah,
is death in
but
terms of what Krishna was saying in the death of like taking us from this material platform to the spiritual platform.
yeah.
That is that part I can accept, but not the other part. It's
Not
very
the other part,
difficult
okay.
to accept it. Sorry.
But this body is temporary. We have to leave. So when we leave, then only we can be transferred to the spiritual world. No one has ever gone with this physical body as yet. So Mrityu Sarva Haras Shaham. And one more point which we have to remember, not Mrityu only, Sarva Haras. Mrityu will take how many things away? Your car will be taken by Mrityu. Maybe your house will be taken. Anything else? Only two things will be taken away. Sarva Haras. Sarva, word very, very important. It gives us little detachment. Huh? So no matter how much attached we are to a person or to our things, to our degrees, I have 3 PhDs and I have 2 masters and blah blah blah. Sarva Haras Chaham. And the next part you start from 0 again. A for apple, B for bat, C for cat. You start again, A, B, C, D. So my Guru Maharaj said in the class, how many of us are happy to restart this A, B, C, D again? I am not. Maharaj said that. I am not. So if we are ready for A, B, C, D again, go for it. Enjoy the world. If you are not, become serious for the serious things. It's the time to become serious. Yes, Jai Dharma Prabhu.
Just a comment, Prabhu. I think in the Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu, at the end it says Mrutyu Mrutyor Namamyaham. He is the death personified.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Huh? So Narsingadev is also same Krishna is saying, I will take it. Okay, very nice. Let's forward 10:35. I think this is where we're starting. Where is our Prabhuji today? Okay, maybe not here, no problem. 10:35 we have done or not? I can't remember.
No, we haven't done, Prabhu.
We haven't done. Okay, let's start. So 10:35, who hasn't read as yet? Jamati Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhu.
She's a Sanskrit scholar.
Oh, oh my goodness. Now I can't even read. This is the most difficult one. Okay, anyway.
No problem, just whatever best.
Okay. Brahat sama tatha sammanam.
Brahat sam tatha samnam.
Gayatri chandasamam aham.
Gayatri chandasam aham.
Masanam marga shirsho aham.
Masanam marga shirshoham.
Ritunam kusumar karaha.
Ritunam kusumakaraha.
Of the hymns in the Sama Veda, I am the Brihat Sama. And of poetry, I am the Gayatri. Of months, I am Margshisha, November and December. And of seasons, I am flower-bearing spring.
Thank you. So of the hymns, so we discussed about of all the Vedas, which Veda Krishna is? Anyone remembers? Earlier we discussed Sama Veda. Now within Sama Veda also, what he is saying, Brahat Sam. So Brahat Sam, what I have heard, is a prayer of glorification. It's a very beautiful prayer. Again, I have not read or I don't know about it. But Brahat Sam, so there's one prayer, one particular prayer in the Sam Veda, which Krishna said, Brahat Sam Tatha Sam Nam. So I am, of the hymns, I am Sam Veda. Of the hymns in the Sam Veda, I am Brahat Sam. Of the poetry, so as we know, Gayatri mantra, many of Brahman devotees are also there, they're chanting Gayatri, and also there are different meters, and one of the meters is called Gayatri. Again, I'm not a music person, but what I've heard I'm sharing. So of those meters, I am the Gayatri meter, in which you sing very beautifully. So Krishna is saying, I am that. Masanam, mas in Hindi or Sanskrit, they call mas means month. Aham Margashisho. Anyone knows before Margashisha, which month come? Everyone knows that one.
Kartik.
Kartik, Hari Bol. Huh? So in Hindi also there are 12 months. So after Kartik comes So Kartik represents Srimati Radharani and Margashish represents Shri Krishna. So Masana Margashishoham, and Prabhupada writes, this is a beautiful month where lots of crops happen, lot of nature's beauty is revealed by nature. It's a very beautiful month. So Krishna is saying, I am that month. Ritu Nam, there are 6 Ritus in India, at least in Indian weather, there are 6 Ritus identified. Kusum Ritu. Kusum Ritu means, Kusum also means flower. So I am that Ritu which bears lots of flowers. So I am flower bearing spring. So all the attractive things, Krishna is saying, I am that. 10:36. Who hasn't done? Rupam Prabhuji, like to do? Okay, Mahavasu Prabhu has a question. Hey, Rupam Prabhu, just 1 second. Mahavasu Prabhu. Mahavasu Prabhu, you are on mute.
Sorry, thank you, Prabhu.
No problem.
Okay. Well, this one here it says that is the month which is November and December, right? And there are a few months that we celebrate and we consider it to be the most pious and obviously the month which brings us closer to Krishna. One is of course the Kartik month.
Yes.
And the other one is the Purushottam Mas, right?
Yes.
So can you please explain something about why it's not mentioned here, or what, where do you find the relevance for those two?
Okay, so basically when we say Kartik is beautiful or Margashish is beautiful, the different perspectives we are talking. So in Margashish is beautiful, we are talking about the material beauty here. When nature is, very beautiful, bounty, the crops are growing, the farmers are happy. We're not talking about this spiritual side of it. When we're talking about the Kartik, we're talking about the spiritual side of Purushottam, spiritual side of it. Another meaning you can say, Krishna always gives glories to his devotees. He always gives. So he will give glories to Srimati Radharani as the topmost. But again, what perspective we are talking, we have to look into it. When Krishna says, Ayudhanam Aham Vajram. So of all the weapons, I'm Vajra. Now, why he's not saying I'm Sudarshan? Because we are talking in a material, universal perspective here. Because Arjun, which is representing a Jiva, we are talking about this universe. We don't even know about another universe. What we speak of another universe, we don't even know about other planets. So we have to look at the perspective, Prabhu. Here, the spoken perspective is very different.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Jai Dharma Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhu, on this Gayatri mantra. Yes. So is it the Gayatri mantra?
No, we are talking about the poetry. Chandasam Aham. So chandas, they're different, as I said, there are different meters in which we read the poetry. So he's saying, I am that Gayatri. Chanda word is poetry. If you read Tulsidas Ramcharitmanas, they are chandas, they are chopais, they are dohas. Chanda is the big ones, the big chunk. So there's a particular meter and you read, and that's very beautiful to the ears. So Krishna is saying, I am that meter. So of all the chandas, of all the meters, I am the Gayatri. And Prabhupada writes here of the poetry. So Prabhupada translates chanda as poetry, which is correct. Okay. Let's do Rupam Prabhuji. 36.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
10:26. So Dyutam Chalayatam Asmi.
Dyutam Chalayatam Asmi.
Tejas Vinam Aham.
Tejas Vinam Aham.
Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi.
Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi.
Vyavasayosmi. Yeah. Satvam Sattvatam Aham.
Sattvam Sattvatam Aham.
Translation: I am also the gambling of cheats, and of the splendid I am the splendor. I am victory, I am adventure, and I am the strength of the strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So Dyutam, everyone knows Dyuta Krida word used in Mahabharata, where Pandavas and Kauravas were playing this gambling match. So it's saying of all the chala means cheating. Of all the cheating, I am the Dyuta. So what does it mean? Krishna representing Dyut, gamble, that's a big thing. And we say, no meat eating, no gambling, no this, that. And Krishna saying that. So the point here is anything which is the topmost in that field is Krishna. And that can be chala as well. So chala, usually, no one likes chala. No one likes to be cheated in this material world. Anyone likes to be cheated? When someone cheats you, you get angry, you get upset. Aisa kaise ho gaya? So no one likes that. But Dyuta, gambling is such a place or a thing where everyone gets voluntarily cheated. They know they're going to get cheated. So the example given is, if the person who's going to win a gambling match, for example, is going to make money, what will happen to all the gamble houses? What do you call? Casino. We have a Star, Star Casino in Sydney and I think in Melbourne as well, and in Brisbane as well. So they have this Star Casino. So do you think a Star Casino is there to make you win or make them win? Why have they opened a Star Casino? To do some social welfare activity? Aao or loot ke le jao. You put $2 and make $2 million and go away. No, they are there and everyone knows about it, right? How they're going to run their whole business? It's a business. They are going to eventually get benefit, and the whole model is like that. They will give you little winnings. Sometimes I don't know how many probabilities are there, 1 in 2,000 or something, and they get most of the profit. This is how the model was. So people know they're going to get cheated, but they still go. And I've heard, I've not seen it. Thousands of people go, even old people go, young people go, and they have a a helpline for quitting gambling. So the people get so much into it, they just have no control. They put all their money in the gambling. So Krishna is saying, Dyutam Chalatam. If we want to talk about Chala, I am the Dyuta. Now, some people say, if Yudhishthir gambled, I can also gamble. Yudhishthir gambled. Is that the message of Mahabharata? No, the message of Mahabharata is exactly opposite. If Yudhishthir gambled and got into trouble, who are we? Yudhishthir is a dharma personified. If he plays gambling, even he gets into trouble. We should never, ever, ever even imagine about that thing. If someone says, put $2 and make $2,000. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'm very happy with my $2. At least I have my $2. If Krishna wants to give me 2,000, he can give me 2,000 any other way. But I am not believing in those sort of quick rich strategies. Become millionaire in 7 days. All rubbish. All rubbish. So yeah, Krishna can do it. When Porbandar Sudama went to see Krishna in Dwarka, he didn't even have to spend 7 days in becoming millionaire. He just visited Krishna, he came back, and he was not a millionaire. He was a, I don't know, zillionaire or something. Another Vaikuntha was present at Porbandar. He could not even see his kutia. Dhruv Maharaj, when he went, how old was he? 5-year-old. He doesn't even know ABCD. He doesn't know Kaka Gaga. He doesn't know even to write his own name. But he came back with Dhruvloka. Just imagine. Prahlad, 5-year-old. So if you want to really become rich or opulent or powerful or attractive, what you should be doing? Akama sarvakama va moksha kama udardi. Tivrena bhakti yogjena yajet purusham param. So all we have to do, no this and no strategy. With our honest means, we work 8 hours, 9 hours, and whatever comes by Krishna's mercy, we are very happy, satisfied. Rest everything Krishna will take or give. It's up to him. Yes, Rupam Prabhuji.
Yes, bro, not a question. I just wanted to share something that I've heard about Sudama, that visit when he meets Krishna and he gives the rice.
Yes.
And he gets, as you said, becomes a zillionaire.
Yeah.
So on that, I was listening to a lecture and they said, sort of Krishna and Yamraj had a conversation, and Yamraj said, Maharaj, iske to khate mein doesn't have that much of sukriti to even get anything. So Krishna says, listen, when he gave me the rice, I was very satisfied. So the amount, and since I'm the control of all the multiple billions and billions of universes, every living entity in all those universes were satisfied. Now you can add all the sukriti that one gets by satisfying all those universes, and that will equate to the amount of money I want to give him. And Yamraj was, okay, fine, I'm happy with that. And
no arguments with you. That's fantastic. One more incident comes to my mind, what Rupam Prabhu just shared. Very nice. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna brings the dead son of his Guru Maharaj. So when he arrived at Yamloka and he asked Yamraj, so do you have the 6 sons of my Guru Maharaj? He said, yes, we have it. Krishna said, can you give it to me? I want to take them back. And Yamraj said, but what happens to their accounting? They are supposed to be in Yamloka. You're taking them back to Prithviloka. But what happens to accounting? And Krishna said, Mere naam pe likh do. Put it under my name. All those accounts put under my name. And Yamraj just do Dandavat Pranam to Krishna. He said, okay, take it, Baba. You are the owner of everything anyway. So any accounting which we may be having, any debits, credits. Also Prabhu is smiling. He is a businessman, so he understands all the debit, credits both better than us. So bole mere naam pe likh do, sab mera. Whatever debits he has, under my name. All the credit card bills, send it to me. I will pay them off. So Krishna says, Aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami master. So many examples. Sudama example now, Prabhu is sharing 6 sons of Sandipani Muni. So we also have lots of debits. I don't know how many of us have many credits, but we have lots of debits in our account. But Krishna is happy to pay them off. You just have to approach Krishna. Krishna, can you please pay the bill? They're saying, no problem, huh? So just have to say and surrender to Krishna. That's it. And everything will be paid off. You don't have to worry. Material debts may be there, but spiritual debts, Krishna will take care. Even material debts, Krishna can take care of. Huh? Okay, let's move forward. Tejas, Nam. So I am the Teja of the. So some people are very attractive. Again, there can be many things from beauty, from money, riches, from strength, from speaking power, Vak Shakti. So many things which attract in the people, which we get attracted towards. Krishna is saying that Teja, splendor, I am that charisma in those charismatic characters. Jayosmi, I am the Jaya. Anyone likes to get defeated? I don't. Everyone want to become victorious in everything, victorious. Even we having a fight with your neighbor. Would you like to get defeated? No way. Especially when our ego comes, huh? So that Jaya, the thrill of that victory, that experience, Krishna is saying, I am that experience. Vyavasayosmi. So Vyavasaya is an adventure. Prabhupada writes, Vyavasaya is enterprise or adventure. So Vyavasayosmi. So the adventurous feeling which people have. Huh? People want to explore this and that. I want to travel in Europe. I want to travel in America. Or Americans are saying, I want to travel in Australia. Same thing. Krishna is saying, I am that adventure. What you see in when you go to Mount Everest, huh? Someone want to go and go to the Mount Everest. I heard one lady who didn't even have legs, like she was putting some wooden legs or some other leg. She went to the Mount Everest. I heard somewhere. Huh? So what is that thrill which excites them? Just imagine a person having no legs and doing this Mountain Everest climbing. This must be very, very, very hard exercise which this lady has done. But what is that thrill in her mind which carried her to the top of the hill? That was Vyavasayosmi. Krishna is giving that purpose. And Prabhupada also had this sort of adventurous, but what adventurous Prabhupada was doing is spiritual adventure. And many people who joined Prabhupada, they had done many adventures in their life. Drug adventure, another gender adventure, money adventure, all these sort of adventures they had experienced. But when they were with Prabhupada and they experienced Krishna adventure, they got so attracted. All the other adventures were lowered down in the association of Prabhupada. So Krishna is saying, I am that adventurous feeling which people have. Sattam Sattvatam Aham. And I am the strength in the strong. So that also we have read in the 7th chapter. 1037. Who hasn't done as yet? Sakiradi Mataji?
I will. Vrishninam Vasudevo Asmi.
Vrishninam Vasudevosmi.
Pandavanam Dhananjaya.
Pandavanam Dhananjaya.
Muninam Api Aham Vyasa.
Muninam Api Aham Vyasaha.
Kavinam Ushana Kavi.
Kavinam Ushna Kavihi.
Of the descendants of Vrishni, I am Vasudev, and of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Of the sages, I am Vyasa, and among great thinkers, I am Ushana.
So Vrishninam Vasudevosmi. So Vasudev is the name of Krishna actually, isn't it? So for all the Vrishnis, so Vrishnis we know is a dynasty, Vrishni dynasty, Andhak dynasty, Yadava dynasty. So Vrishni is one of the very prominent dynasties, and he's saying Vasudevasmi. So what does Vasudev mean? So I was listening to a lecture, it says Vasudev here does not refer to Krishna. It refers to someone else. Who else is called as Vasudev? Anyone can guess?
Balram.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So Balram is also the son of Vasudev. So Vasudev's son is known as Vasudev. So generally, obviously, we say Krishna is Vasudev, but here Vasudev does not refer to Krishna, it refers to Balramji. So Krishna is glorifying Balramji. He could have said, I am the one, but he's saying, no, Balramji is the one. Pandavanam, of all the Pandavas, who I am? Dhananjaya. Who's Dhananjaya? Arjun. Arjun had, what's the two meaning of Dhananjaya? Anyone can say? Instead of me saying it. Two meanings of Dhananjaya. Literal meaning and the contextual meaning.
One, I know he collected wealth on behalf of his elder brother, Yudhishthira Maharaj, for doing the sacrifices.
Thank you.
That's why he was
Another
known
meaning of Dhananjaya? he had a lot of spiritual wealth he had accumulated, and that's why he was one of the most dear friend of Krishna. There are many reasons for that, but the dhana here refers to spiritual wealth. So there's obviously a material wealth part of it as well. And Mataji explains. So Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Now one more important. Now when who Krishna is speaking with here? To Dhananjaya itself, and he's saying Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Now Arjun doesn't say thank you, thank you. See, maybe kuch ho, I am something, you know. Even Krishna is certifying me. We'll take the certificate here and show it to the whole world. Does Arjun does any sort of these reactions? If Guru Maharaj has said, oh, you are a wonderful devotee, we really start feeling. That's what Shastra says. A guru should never praise his disciple on his face. Never. A guru should never praise. A father also should not praise his son in front of him. So it does not mean we do not praise. We praise appropriately behind them, because if you praise them in front of them, what happens? They feel pride in their heart. My guru has certified me. Look at this. That's why many times guru spiritual masters are not praising. It does not mean they are not praising you. It does not mean at all. It just means they want to protect you. So many times fathers are also tough. Prabhupada says a mother should be like a Bengali mother and father should be like a British army commander. Prabhupada said that. So it doesn't mean father is not loving the son or the daughter. It doesn't mean that. What it means, they have to train them in a certain way for their development. That's what it means. Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Arjun doesn't say, oh Krishna, thank you so much for giving me such a high position. Nothing like that. And also Arjun doesn't say, Krishna, if I am you, then why I have to do anything? You know, let's go to sleep. Prabhupada said, Arjun doesn't say like that. So Arjun doesn't get pride. This is why he's Arjun and we are not. So Krishna said, Bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasya di etaduttam. I'm giving this rahasya because you can have it. Prabhupada said, sometimes Krishna doesn't give us a lot of wealth. Why? Krishna doesn't want to give us the wealth. We cannot handle the wealth. We cannot handle because we'll get mad. So it's very, very good situation. When we are medium, it's very good. Not too less, not too much. It's the best situation, honestly. Because we are like a little kid, so we'll get mad. So Krishna only gives a little bit what we need. Muni Nam Api Aham Vyasa. So that is very clear. Of all the Munis, I am Vyasadev. And as we know, Vyasadev is a literal incarnation, Shabda avatar of Krishna. Kavi Nam Ushna. Who is Ushna? Anyone knows Ushna? Have heard this word or any relations? Anyone?
Is it sun?
No, means heat.
I don't know. Yeah.
Heat. Ushna. That's Ushma. Ushma is heat. Ushna is Shukracharya. It's a Shukracharya. That's not a great position. Actually, it is a great position. Shukracharya, in his own realm, he's very qualified. Now, obviously, he's with Asuras, but he's very, very qualified. And, he has a Vidya. He has some mantras which even Brahaspati doesn't have. What is that mantra? Sanjeevani mantra, which even Brahaspati's son actually came to learn this Vidya from Ushna, from Shukracharya. And also, if you see in Srimad Bhagavatam 8th canto, when Bali Maharaj Upakhyan is there, at the end, Shukracharya obviously stops Bali Maharaj, we know the whole pastime, and Bali Maharaj sort of denies his spiritual master instruction, he still surrenders to Krishna. But after that, you see, when Ushna, Shukracharya and Krishna is speaking with each other, Krishna does not chastise Shukracharya. What he says to Shukracharya, he says, please continue the yajna which has been incomplete. And then the Shukracharya response is the most beautiful, which gets quoted by so many speakers again and again. It says, I forgot the exact shloka here, but he says, Anu Sankirtanam Tava, if yours mantra tas tantra shidram, desha kalara vasuta, sarvam karoti nishidram, anu Sankirtanam Tava. So, even if there are no mantras, no tantras, no desh and kal, if your sankirtan is there, sarvam karoti nishidram, everything becomes complete. So you are saying this yajna is incomplete where you are personally present. Not only your sankirtan is going on, you are personally present. So how can you say this yajna is incomplete? But because you are ordering me to do the yajna, I will continue the yajna. Because yajna was incomplete. Vamandev came and yajna could not be completed. So Shukracharya actually in that sense is a devotee. And also our acharyas explained, when Shukracharya said, do not give to Vishnu, the internal meaning of acharyas explained, Shukracharya knew that Bali Maharaj is a great devotee, so he wanted him to establish as one of the best devotees. So Shukracharya played the role of a demon. He played the role of a demon so that Bali Maharaj glories can be exemplified. So It's not easy to play the role of a demon, but Shukracharya actually played that role. So it does not mean we should not take the other side of it. We should take both sides. Other side of, even if your spiritual master says do not surrender to Vishnu, we should reject that instruction. But other side is Shukracharya wanted to glorify Bali Maharaj. So saying Kavinam Ushna Kavihi. Okay, we'll go to the next one. 38.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Yes.
Just a quick question. Prabhu, what's the difference between Vrishni dynasty and Yadav dynasty?
Okay, so Prabhu, there are, if you read the whole dynasty chart, which you can read in 9th canto, they're different brothers basically. Brothers or cousin brothers, they all started their dynasty in the same family. They're cousin brothers, and they will have, Vrishni Vansh, Andhak Vansh, Yadav Vansh. They're all great devotees, great kings of their time, which have their own dynasties. And amongst them, Vrishnis are considered the most powerful. So there, Yaduvanshis are also there, Vishnuvanshis are also there, Andhakvanshis are also there. They're all there. They're cousins, they're kings. Yadu is a great devotee. You read the whole Yadu's pastime in 9th canto, Prabhu. So it's all explained in those different dynasties in 9th canto. They are persons. They are persons. So the Vrishni is a person, is a king of his time, and he has his dynasty. Andhak has his dynasty. Yadu Maharaj has his dynasty.
So the king of Dwarka is
Ugrasen.
Yeah, Ugrasen.
Yes,
was from Vrishni dynasty. Is that?
I can't say that, Prabhu. I have to check. Vrishni or Yadav, I can't remember. So they're all together. There's just one family. There's one family, but within the family, they are identified with different names because they're coming in a particular lineage. And all of them come together. I can't remember. Ugrasen is particularly in which dynasty. We have to look.
Thank you.
That's okay. Who's next? Jai Dharma Prabhu, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Dando Damayatam Asmi.
Dando Damyatam Asmi.
Nitir Asmi Jigishatam.
Nitir Asmi Jigishatam.
Maunam Chaivasmi Guhyanam.
Monam Chaivasmi Guhyanam.
Gnanam Gnanavatam Aham.
Jnanam Jnanavatam Aham.
Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, I am punishment, and of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence, and of the wise, I am the wisdom.
So Dando Damyatam Asmi. So Daman Karna means to control. So of all the means of controlling, which means I am Danda. Danda, you understand the punishment. So there are many ways of controlling other people or convincing other people. Sam, Dan, Dand, Bhed. We say Sam means Shanti ka marg, peaceful marg. You say, beta, don't do such thing. And beta gets convinced. Very nice. Sam. Dan. You give him a chocolate. And he doesn't do the thing. Dan. Bheda means, see, you're a Hindu, you should do this. You're a Muslim, you should do this. Bheda means some sort of bheda is getting said. And the final is what? Danda. So there are different ways of controlling or convincing others, but the most effective way, most of the time, is what? Danda. So it doesn't mean Krishna is recommending Danda. You know what he's saying? The strongest and the most effective way of controlling or convincing others is what? Danda. And that Danda I am. Because if you imprison someone, for example, कह के बात नहीं मानी, हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. Sometimes lat is important. Krishna was trying to convince Duryodhan and this party. They did not hear. Right? Krishna personally trying to convince. And then लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. Shanti didn't work. And Lat, they all got convinced. After 18 days, they not only left the kingdom, they left their prana as well, with all the 100 brothers. So sometimes Lat is important. Danda is important. Krishna is saying, I am that, Vidhi. Now, again, it doesn't mean you should always go to Danda first. No, we say Sam, Dan, Danda, Bhed. Nitir Asmi Jigishatam. So you should, morality, Prabhupada says, who seek victory. Jigishatam means who are seeking victory. So if I have competition with someone, should I win competition with moral means or immoral means? I can win competition by immoral means as well. But what I should be doing? To the morality. So when Arjun is fighting, as you know, or Kshatriyas are fighting, they say, Kshatriya should be equal, they should be alert and equipped. So equal, equipped and alert. If these three things are not there, Kshatriya cannot attack. This is called morality. Now, while they are equipped and they are equal and they are fighting with each other with the moral means, what happens? Whoever wins, that wins. Now, Kshatriya does not get a sin. Oh, tumne maar diya. You have killed, No. He was equal opponent. He was equipped, and they say, Savdhan in Mahabharata. You hear Savdhan, attack. So that is to alert someone. I'm coming, and get your weapons ready. But when Ashwatthama killed the 5 sons of Draupadi, is that called a very good means of killing? No, because he was immoral. So he's saying, whoever seeking victory, I'm the morality. Monam chevasmi guhyanam. So if you want to keep a secret, what's the best way? Monam. You should not speak. Many times we say, Prabhu, it's a very secret thing. I'll tell you, but don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. And you go to another Prabhu, another Mataji. Mataji, you know what? This happened. This has happened. Please don't tell anyone. Please don't. And the whole thing goes on and on and on. And before you know, it's become a public. The secret has become a public news. So what is the best way? Radha Govind Maharaj says very nicely. He says, if a statement is in 4 years, 2 years is the best. It's a secret. If 2 years, sort of. So 2 years means 1%. 4 years means 2%. If it goes in 6 years, means more than 4 years, it's a public. You should consider it as a public news. So even 3 people who know about something, that should be considered as public news. So maximum 2 people. That's also, you never know when these people will break. So the best Krishna is saying, Maunam. So if you really want to keep something secret, no one. It's me and my Paramatma. Jnanam Jnanutama. So of all the Jnanis, I am the of all the wise, I am the wisdom. So Jnanis are very wise people, very knowledgeable. They are very attractive. So he's saying, I am the wise. Suppose Einstein or Newton, they are very attractive. They are the high IQs. I don't know their IQs, but very high IQs. I am the wise among all the. I'm the wisdom among all the wise people. Okay, 39. Raghavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yachapi sarvabhutanam.
Yachapi sarvabhutanam.
Bijam tad aham Arjuna.
Bijam tad aham Arjuna.
Na tad asti vina yatsyan.
Na tad asti vina yatsyan.
Maya bhutam characharam.
Maya bhutam characharam.
Translation. Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existences. There is no being moving or unmoving that can exist without me.
So now last 4 verses of this chapter, there are 42 verses. So 39, 40, 41, 42, they're like a summary of what Krishna has already explained. So now finally he is saying here in this particular verse, Yat chapi sarva bhutana bijam tad aham Arjuna. So in sarva bhutana, what I am? Bija. I am that bija. I am that seed. Anyone else remember similar verse earlier?
Aham bija pradapita.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Aham bija pradapita. So I am the seed giving father. He said that in the 7th chapter, similar thing is saying here. Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am generating seed of all existence. Natad asti vina yatasyan. Natad asti, their existence is not possible. Chara or achara. Chara means moving. Achara means non-moving. So the movements of chara and achara are only possible with what? With me only. So if I am not there, there is no being moving or non-moving, chara or achara, that can exist without me. Natad asti vina yatasyan maya. So mere bina, without me, the existence of any being, whether moving or non-moving, is not possible. 40. Just going the series. Sundar Gopal Prabhuji, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Nantosti mama divyanam.
Nantosmi mama divyanam.
Vibhutinam parantapa.
Vibhutinam parantapa.
Esha tuddeshatah prokto.
Esha tuddeshatah prokto.
Vibhutir vistaro maya.
Vibhutir vistaro maya.
Translation by His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O mighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end to my divine manifestations. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulences.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, na antosti, na anta. Na anta means not going to end. So, I have only given you pradhanyata, as Krishna spoke in 10:19 as well. Na anto mam divyanam vibhutinam. So, my divya vibhutis, again, similar word is used from 10:19. Na antosmi. So mama vibhutis, my divine vibhutis, nanto. There is no one, there is no end to it. Parantapa. Parantapa refers to Arjuna. Esha tad uddeshyatah prokta. Uddeshyatah Prabhupada writes as an example. So what I have prokta, what I have just spoken to you, they are just few examples, just few samples. Because they're endless, I've just given you few samples. Prokto vibhutir vistaromaya. So my vibhutis are endless. So Prabhupada writes here, mere indication of my infinite opulences. So we should not think whatever Krishna has spoken in these 20 verses, they are the only vibhutis of Krishna, because Krishna's vibhutis are endless. Is just a little sample, few examples Krishna has given, and Krishna is sort of confirming that. 41. This is actually a very important verse. I'm not sure Rupam Prabhu is in the list, but it's important one. As a devotee, we should learn this verse. Who wants to do this one? Mohit Prabhuji, would you like to do?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Just give me a second, please. Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam.
Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam.
Srimad urjitam eva va.
Srimad urjitam eva va.
Tad tad eva gachatvam.
Tad tad eva gachatvam.
Mama tejo. Mama tejo. Nasa sambhavam.
Mama tejo ansha sambhavam. Ansha sambhavam. Simple.
Sambhavam. Yeah. Know that all of them and glorious creation spring from. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. I'll just
Thank
repeat
you.
because there's some, I think, internet issue. So know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. So again, it's an important verse, and we'll see why. So yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam. So sattvam refers to, anyone remembers the word sattvam? So this is obviously sattva, sattva, guna, or also existence. Bhuti. Earlier we discussed about vibhuti. So vibhuti, sorry, bhuti or sattam also refers to existence. So mat sattam, my existence. So yad yad vibhuti. So whatever vibhutis you see around, Srimad urjitam evava. So Srimad refers to, anyone know the meaning of Srimad? You know Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. What does Srimad mean? जो श्री से भरा हुआ है, one is filled with Shri, and Shri means opulence. One is filled with opulence. So what is Bhagavatam filled with? It's filled with opulence. What is the opulence? Opulence of bhakti. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a book which is filled with the opulence of sweet exchange between Krishna and his devotees. It is filled with that opulence. That whole book, what this book is describing, the glories of Krishna and his devotees and their sweet exchanges. Bharat Maharaj, for example, even if he's getting killed, he's not bothered about it at all, because he's so much absorbed in the glories of Krishna. When Vritasura is getting killed by Vajra, is he worried about, oh my God, I'm getting Vajra? We go to the doctor for a sui, for an injection, and our mind starts reeling, when you go for a blood test or something. Oh my God, this sui needle is going to come in my body. And he is getting his head severed by Vajra. It took 1 year for Vajra to sever the head of Vritasura. Did you ever cry for this? Hare Krishna, what are you doing? I was giving such a nice class. And you're doing this to me. He also died actually in Kurukshetra. Vritasura died in Kurukshetra. He was actually giving class. He was glorifying Krishna. And it says in Srimad Bhagavatam very clearly, Vritasura did not feel even a tinge of pain, because he is already absorbed in the glories of Krishna. So this cannot be experienced by us, to be very honest. Why? They have practiced their whole life and their multiple lives. Then they are situated in that sort of mode. For us, even a small needle of doctor sort of troubles us. So Srimad Urjitam Eva. So Urjitam, Prabhupada writes this glorious vibhuti which we are just Tat eva gachatvam. So tat eva gachatvam. So you must know. Prabhupada writes, avagacha means you must know. Eva is certainly, you should certainly know. Mama tejo ansha. Mere tej ka ansha is the ansha. Ansha means it's just a spark. Mam tejo. So how they are getting that attractiveness, that power. Mama teja ansha. This word is very important. So if the ansha means a part or a spark, Prabhupada writes here, a spark. Ansha, Prabhupada writes as a spark of my splendor, my teja, my splendor. So whatever attractive things we see around us, what are they? They're just a spark of the splendor. I remember one pastime which I heard in a lecture. Prabhupada was traveling from A to B. His servant was also traveling. Jamati Mata is smiling already. I love this pastime. And this when you are exiting the aircraft, the air hostess says goodbye, and this servant of Prabhupada looked at this air hostess. She was materially very beautiful, so he was sort of constantly staring at the air hostess. Now Prabhupada saw his servant staring at the air hostess, and Prabhupada, after exiting from the aircraft, said, "Isn't she beautiful?" This disciple is like, the earth should, split into two. I should just go and fall into that pit, because your spiritual master is looking at you when you're looking at another mahila, another lady who's so-called beautiful. And Prabhupada said, "Isn't she beautiful?" And his disciple was so embarrassed, he didn't know what to say to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada continued, he said, "Imagine if the spark is so beautiful, how beautiful will be Krishna." I really like this. We all get attracted towards the different beauties of this material world, whether it's a personal beauty or a natural beauty, or beauty of money, beauty of power, beauty of speech. They are beautiful, they are attractive, no doubt about it. But what that beauty should bring us to? Connection towards Krishna. If Krishna can empower this person in terms of beauty or knowledge or any attractive features, how beautiful Krishna will be. So if I am able to connect to that Krishna, he can empower me as well if he likes. If he wants me to use in a certain way, he can do that. So instead of getting attracted to this spark, this beautiful air hostess in this case, for example, what we should be getting attracted to or getting remindful of, Krishna is so beautiful. That's so. See, unless you have $100, can you give $100 to someone else? You should have $100, then you can give $100 to them. So if this particular attractiveness is being given to this person, that means the person, the source of this, must be very attractive, very, very attractive. So this spark should not distract us, rather they should help us to connect with Krishna. This is what Krishna is saying. Mam tejo anshasam. Many speakers give this reference here. Yad yad vibhuti matsatam. Mam tejo anshasam. So they are only possible because I have given my teja, my spark of teja in that particular, and they become very attractive. It's a very nice verse actually. We'll read the last one, 1042. Okay, who hasn't done as yet? Priya Mataji, would you like to do one?
Hare Krishna. Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji. अथवा बहुनेतेन
Athva bahunaytena
किं न तेन तव अर्जुन
kim gyatena tavarjuna
विस्ताभ्यम् इदं कृष्णम्
vistapyaham idam krishnam
एकं शेन स्थितो जगत्.
ekanshena sthito jagat.
Translation: But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So now someone may be curious. Obviously, Krishna is talking with Arjun, so he's saying about Arjun, but someone may be curious. What about that field? What about that field? So what's the vibhuti of Krishna in that field? But Krishna is saying, Arjun, what is the need of all these detailed knowledge? Even if you know all the vibhutis, suppose in this small earth planet, so what is the need of all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, ek anshen, similar thing you say, ek anshen sthito jagat. With one fragment of myself, I pervade and support. Not only I pervade, like Jiva Goswami example of a clock. Not only he is the maker, but he is the controller as well. Once you buy the clock or the car or the house, you are the controller. The builder cannot say, "Oh, I have made this building, it's my building." No, I purchased it for $1 million or whatever. So then you are the controller. But Krishna is controller In the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Huh? We read that. I am the beginning, I am the middle, and Krishna is controller all the time. Even Hiranyakashipu, he was thinking, I am uncontrollable. Narasimhadev, and within seconds, everything was ripped apart. So, Krishna is saying, Athva bahunetena kim gyaten tavarjun. Why do you need all this detailed knowledge? Bahut knowledge. Why do you need all this? Vistabhyam. Vistabhyam refers to pervade. Idam Krishnam. Krishnam is different from Krishna. Krishnam word refers to Akhil. Akhil means everything. Huh? Krishnam ekansha. Krishnam jagat. So Krishnam jagat refers to all this jagat. I am pervaded in that, so I'm supporting it. I'm maintaining it. Huh? So we don't need to know so much. Ekanshena, it's just a spark. And also we would have heard Prabhupada wrote, I think the second chapter. So spiritual world and the material world, if you take the whole, material world is just 1/4 of the whole existence, and spiritual world is 3/4. And in the material existence, how many universes we have? Unlimited. And we are, as said, one of the smallest universes. And one of the smallest universes, we are on the one of the smallest planet called Earth. And in the one of the smallest planet Earth, we are one of the smallest countries. And in the one of the smallest country, we are one of the smallest city. And we may think, I'm from Sydney, Australia. We are very, 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 very tiny. So Krishna is saying, this is enough. Krishna from a spark is maintaining everything. So we should get attracted to the source of this spark. Yes, Mahavasu Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu, I wanted to ask you this question. Means in the first time also when I started this course, when you read these verses in 10th chapter, Krishna says that he's this, he's that, he's Narada, he's gods, he's the power, is everything, right? What do you categorize this? Obviously, Krishna at the end is saying is the opulence, right? That is it the opulence, or is that he is the energy, or is this what sort of avatar do you consider all these people then? Like the demigods, or say Narada or Vyasa, everything that Krishna is speaking about in this.
So the simple answer is, Prabhuji, we are reading this Vibhuti Yoga chapter. It's a Vibhuti of Krishna. So Vibhuti is not, like Narad Muni says, it's a Bhakti avatar of Krishna. You cannot say in Vyasa, he's a Shabda avatar of Krishna. Just giving 2 examples, and there can be many more. So we cannot say Vibhutis are Sakti Avashya avatar. We can't say that. Prabhupada is called a Sakti Avesh avatar. Parashuram is called Dushta Daman Shakti avatar. Prathu Maharaj is Prajapalak avatar of Krishna. So there are different avatars, but the point here, it's not what type of avatar they are. The point is they are the opulence. Opulence is any kind of opulence. Like shark is not an avatar of Krishna, but the Shakti of shark, the strength, the way she moves, it attracts people. Oh, this shark is very beautiful, at least from the far, not from the close. From the far, it looks attractive. Samudra, ocean looks attractive. Prabhupada was going on a beach walk, and someone said, Prabhupada, how beautiful this Samudra is. Prabhupada said, from the far. We go inside, very dangerous. So we cannot categorize all the different things, but what we are saying, Vibhuti, that attractiveness which attracts people is the potency of Krishna. A fragment of his power Krishna has given to that particular person. And then that's why he or she or that thing looks very attractive. Like Dyutam Chalyatam Asmi. So what do you say here? I'm the Dyuta, I'm the gamble of all the chalas. It's not a person, it's a thing. So we don't like to get cheated, but when we voluntarily get cheated, say Dyuta, we know we're going to get cheated here, but we sit there and put our money or whatever else we put there. And Krishna is saying, I'm the Dyuta. Is that okay? Or?
Yeah, it is good, Prabhu. But my question was to the other aspect when people say, "Oh, Krishna is everywhere." So like the Mayavadis, they speak. So then, is it like all these verses aren't they supporting them in one way? If you look at it,
energy of Krishna cannot be equated with Krishna. Suppose, Prabhu, a simple, you have 3 cars, for example, maybe 2 or whatever, right? So one car, is it your energy or no? Yes or no? I think yes, right? So if you have a Toyota Corolla or whatever, I don't know, a van, it's your energy. But can I equate that car to you? It's your energy, but it's not you. I cannot say, Mahavasu Prabhu is the car. It's one of your energy. You may own 5 cars, 10 cars, 10 houses. So your name will be written Mahavasu Prabhu's car, Mahavasu Prabhu's house, Mahavasu Prabhu's wallet, Mahaprabhu's this and that. But it does not mean that one thing is Mahavasu Prabhu. Example given, Ratan Tata. You see this Tata trucks everywhere. Can you say this truck is Ratan Tata? This truck is the energy of Ratan Tata, one of the spark of the energy, right? He may have, I don't know, 10,000 trucks. The truck you are seeing, the bus you are seeing, is one spark, fragment of the energy of Ratan Tata. Even if you put all the trucks together, can you say they combined together Ratan Tata? No. He has many more things. He has houses, he has money, he has family, he has many more things. And still the possessions does not equal to possessor. Possessor is always different. That's why Bali Maharaj said to Vamandev, you have taken my possessions, but not the possessor. Possessor is still there. So put your feet on the possessor. So they are different. Shakti and Shaktiman is different. Is it okay? But the way we see it, we say Surya Kiran and Surya is same. Yes, we can say sun has come in my room, but sun has not come. Sun rays have come. The Shakti of sun has come in your room. Okay.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Okay,
Really, very nicely explained, because this was a question that was been there for many years since I read this Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, because it's very confusing. Krishna says this, is that. Always confusing, because you cannot then answer to the Mayavad, because that's an argument that everyone puts in. But the way that you explained is amazing. Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you.
Very small argument actually. Okay, so we have finished the 10th chapter. Now we'll start the 11th chapter. We'll do some correlation. So what Krishna is saying to Arjuna in last two verses, similar thing is saying, right? I sustain, I pervade and support this entire universe with a single fragment of myself. Mam tejo ansha samva, ek anshe isto jagat. Now the next question in the 11th chapter, Arjuna is going to ask, how do you do it? So he's given the principle. So he has given different vibhutis, I am this, I am that, I am that. But what is the need of knowing all this? Because with one spark of my pervasingness, I pervade everything and I support everything. So Arjuna's next question, logical question is, Krishna, can you please tell me how do you do this? Whatever you are explaining. So that will be the beginning of the next chapter. We'll just look in this Bhakti Shastri guide here. So chapter 11 is known as Virat Rupa, and we'll talk about that Virat Rupa in a second when we get inside. So this chapter 11 is having 55 verses. Anyone knows who's the longest chapter in Bhagavad Gita? Everyone should know that.
18. Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, okay.
18.
18 chapter.
18. So which one should we go for? 2 में कितने verses हैं? How many verses are there in chapter?
72.
Hare Krishna Mohit Prabhu. और 18 में कितने हैं?
74, 78 something.
78. Okay. So Priya Mataji, your answer has been given by Mohit Prabhu. So second chapter is the second longest. It's also very long, but Mohit Prabhuji is saying 18th chapter has 78 verses. And 11th is the third longest chapter in Bhagavad Gita, 55 verses. It's a pretty long chapter. So it has different sections, as we can see here. First is Arjuna's request. So first 4 verses are Arjuna's request of asking Krishna, basically, how do you do this? And then Krishna has verse 5 to 8, explains what he's going to show to Arjuna. So Arjun, he will tell Arjuna, you have never seen this. I'm going to show you something. You go to your kid. I'm going to show you a very special thing today. You have to give some introduction. So first 4 verses are Arjuna's request. Second 4 verses are Krishna's pre-description. What I'm going to show to you. And then neither Arjun or Krishna, the camera goes on Sanjaya, and Sanjaya basically explains in, I think, 7 or 8 verses, I think 9 to 16, if I'm not wrong, explains what he's seeing on the battlefield. And then it comes back to Arjuna, I think from 16 to 31, this Arjuna's description of Virat Rupa. Then Krishna's instruction in 3 verses, 32, 33, 34, which is very, very important. We'll read that. And then after Krishna's instruction, Arjun does prayers to Krishna in 11. These are all the very beautiful verses, very educational verses, 35 to 46. And the last section, again important, only few verses here, we'll see as a key verses. Only pure devotees can see Krishna's two-handed supreme form. So that will come towards the end of the chapter. So beautiful chapter. It's a long chapter, but many things will go very fast, as it's like a vibhutis. So but many points, philosophical points, which we'll stop and explain nicely. So first we'll see Arjuna's request, and then we'll see Krishna's pre-description of the Virat Rupa. So let's get inside the chapter. Prabhupada in English called this universal form. We'll see what it is. So 11.1, who hasn't done as yet? Not sure. Anyone who hasn't done? Satyava Mataji, have you read? If you're busy, that's all right. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, I can. Hare Krishna.
Vinay, probably we can do the second one. Okay, yes, Mataji.
Mad anugrahaya paramam
Mad anugrahaya paramam
guhyam adhyatma samhritam
guhyam adhyatma sangitam
yatva tvayoktam vachastena
yatva yoktam vachastena
mohoyam vigato mama.
mohoyam vigato mama.
Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled.
Thank you, Mataji. So Arjuna, Vacha, Arjuna is saying, Mad anugrahaya paramam. So Mad anugraha. Anugraha means, everyone knows anugraha means anukampa, mercy. Huh? So Krishna has done anugraha, mercy on Krishna. And what Arjuna is saying, paramam guhyam. So what you have given me, paramam guhyam. Anyone else remembers this word used earlier in Bhagavad Gita?
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4, yes, Prabhuji, can you say that? Rahasyadhi etad uttamam, that's one place. 9th chapter also, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. Raja Guhyam word was used. Huh? Here, Paramam Guhyam, same thing. Huh? So Krishna is explaining what he's explaining, Paramam Guhyam, very secret knowledge. Huh? Adhyatma Sangitam. So again, Adhyatma Sangitam, this knowledge which he has explained to Arjuna is Paramam Guhyam. And why he has explained? Because of Anugrah to Arjuna. Yat Tvayoktam Vachastena, what you have just spoken. And what is the result? Mohoyam vigato mama. Vigato means vitaraga bhaya krodha 4.10. Huh? Vigato means gone. What is gone? Moho, my moha, mama moha has gone. So if you remember in 10.11 we said Arjun's moha is gone. Now Arjun is like explicitly accepting it that my moha is gone. Remember when we said that Arjun moha is gone, but we have not had the verse yet. So here Arjun is clearly saying. Anyone remember a future verse in Bhagavad Gita where Arjun says the same thing?
Nasta moho smritir labdva.
Thank you. Jai Dharma Prabhu is reading very nicely. So Nasto moha smritir labdha tot prasadat myachas 1873. So there Arjun will say the same thing. So whatever is happening in between is because of Loka Sangraha. Loka Sangraha means for the benefit of Loka. Loka means Loga, like us. No? So because we have many doubts in our mind, so Arjun is representing our doubts and asking questions. Arjun personally doesn't have any more moha, and he is explicitly saying it. Vigato moha, my moha is gone. So I'll read proper translation. By hearing the instruction you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion now has dispelled. So let's see what is the other curiosity. So moha is gone. Let's see what other thing Arjun is saying. Vinay Prabhuji.
Bhava apayo hi bhutanam.
Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam.
Shruto vistara shomaya.
Shruto vistara shomaya.
Tattaha kamala patrakha.
Tvattaha kamala patraksha.
Mahatmam apicha abhayam.
Mahatmyayam apicha vyayam.
Translation. O Lotus Eye One, I have heard from you in details about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories.
Thank you, Prabhu. So he's still Arjun is sort of in that acceptance mode, and he's saying Bhavapyayo. So Bhava, Prabhupada says appearance, Apyayo, disappearance. Huh? So I have Bhutanam, living entities. Shrutau, I have heard. Vistarasho, in detail. Maya. So I have heard in detail about the appearance, Bhava, Apyayo, disappearance of the living entities from you. Right? That's what Arjun is saying. Tvattaha, from you. Kamala Patraksha. Kamal Patraksha refers to lotus-eyed one. So Prabhupada writes, O lotus-eyed one. So Arjun is referring to Krishna. Now he has never referred to Krishna in Bhagavad Gita as yet with this particular address. So this is describing the beauty of Krishna. Huh? So it's not saying you are Janardana. Janardana means palan karta. He's not saying that. He's saying Kamala Patraksha, your nayan, your eyes are very beautiful. Your eyes are like lotus. I am remembering Rupam Prabhu, he was giving class on 1.8.22 on lotus. So he explained a lot of lotuses in the classes, in that class. Lotus this, lotus that. What's that verse? If I am remembering, what's the verse? 1.8.22, I forgot. Anyway.
Namaha Pankaj
Namaha
Nabhaya.
Pankaj Nabhaya, Namaha Pankaj Maline, Namaha Pankaj Netraya, Namaste Pankaj Angre. Here we are, Sundar Gopal Prabhu ki jai. I just needed that trigger. So Rupam Prabhu has Pankaj, 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 and how we are sort of explaining Krishna's beauty with Pankaj. And Prabhu also explained very nicely. So when we are referring to Krishna's lotus organs, I'm saying lotus organs, say organs with an analogy with lotus, actually it's not the description of Krishna's limbs. It's the pointer towards Krishna's limbs. Why is the pointer? Because we have no other thing available in the material world which is as beautiful as lotus. So we pick up the most beautiful what we have to point towards Krishna's beauty. And one of the poets, I can't remember his name, he explained, Krishna, when I was glorifying you before your darshan, I thought I'm glorifying you very nicely. But after seeing you, I am thinking it was not my glorification, it was an insult. Why? Because I was glorifying with the most choicest poetry, what I had. But when I saw you, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. It's like insulting you. And the example given is, if someone is a jamidar, someone is an emperor of the whole world, and you call him as a jamidar. Jamidar means a landlord. Jamidar means he's a landlord of few lands. So an emperor of the world is a very big position. But if you call him as a jamidar, after knowing he's an emperor, do you think it's a glorification or is an insult? He will feel insulted. Are you calling me jamidar? I am the Samrat, I am the emperor of the whole world. So this poet is saying, after seeing you, I realized I was not glorifying you. Actually, I was insulting you. No, this insult should not be taken as he was knowingly insulting, but that's what we have available. So we have no other object available to glorify Krishna's eyes. In one place, Suradas says, Lord Ram's eyes are as good as Lord Ram's eyes. He could not find any similar beautiful vastu, beautiful thing where he can compare Lord Ram's eyes beauty with. So he said, Lord Ram's eyes are as good as Lord Ram's eyes. There's no other analogy can be given. So when Arjuna is glorifying Krishna's beauty, it's just a pointer. It's not a description. Pointer means just pointing. It's very beautiful. It's not a description. It's not enough description of Krishna's beauty. But still, we describe. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the swan walks very elegantly. The swan, when he walks, very elegant walking. But it does not mean other birds cannot walk. So they are not as elegant walker as a swan, but does it mean they cannot walk? They can also walk. So we cannot glorify Krishna because we don't have that capacity. But should we glorify Krishna or no? We should still glorify Krishna. Why? We glorify Krishna as per our capacity for Krishna, for our purification. So because when we glorify Krishna, we get purified with that. So we should still glorify Krishna with the lotuses because that's the best thing available. But we should not think Krishna is only as beautiful as a lotus flower. No, it's just a little pointer towards Krishna's beauty. So I've heard that. And last line, Arjuna is saying, Mahatmyam apicha avyam. So avyaya refers to, anyone remembers? Sambhavami atmaya. No, not that the one. Avyaya refers to avyaya. Vyaya means kharch karna, to spend. Avyaya means inexhaustible. Inexhaustible. So Krishna's glories are inexhaustible. It says, no, Hari Anant, Hari Katha Ananta. Ananta Shesh is being describing the glories of Krishna from Anant mouths, from Anant ears, and still is not able to finish the glories of Krishna. So Mahatmya means glories of Krishna are avyam. So Arjuna is saying, I have realized your inexhaustible glories. So Krishna is asking, so Arjuna, what do you want? So let's see. This is a beautiful verse, 11.3. Who hasn't read as yet? Okay, yes, Master.
Etam etad yatatvatvam.
Evam etad yatathatvam.
Atmanam parameshvara.
Atmanam parameshvara.
Drishtum ichchami te rupam.
Drishtum ichchami te rupam.
Ishwaram Purushottama.
Aishwaram
So Aishwaram.
Purushottamam.
Aishwaram Purushottama. So the translation is, O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours.
Thank you. So, evam etat yathatha tvam. So, yatha. Yathatha means yatha word. Have you read or heard yatha word? Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita Yatharup. In Hindi they say, or English they call it as it is. So, evam etas. So, what you have just explained, yatha atha. Atha means have spoken, and I have heard as it is. So, someone was saying Prabhupada has taken this Yatharup from this particular verse. Yatha. Yatha means as it is, because Arjun is understanding Bhagavad Gita as it is from Krishna. So, evam etam yathatvam from you. Atmanam Parmeshwara. So, Atmanam about you. Atmanam is about you. So, you have explained your glories just now. Drashtum ichhami. So, ichhami refers to ichha. But I have one desire. Krishna, you have explained your glories very nicely. Yatha, and I have understood it. I have understood your inexhaustible glories. My moha is gone, but I have a ichha. What is my ichha? Drashtum. I have a ichha to see. But Krishna is asking, what do you want to see? Rupam Aishwaram. I want to see your Aishwarya Rupa. Understand Aishwarya Rupa, there's a Madhurya Rupa. What is Madhurya Rupa referring to? Krishna's two-handed form is called Madhurya Rupa of Krishna. It's a very Saumya Rupa. We'll read this word Saumya Rupa later, I think 46 or 47th verse. But here, what Arjun want to see? Aishwarya Rupa. Anyone know which is the Aishwarya Rupa? If you see in Krishna's pastime, for example, Dwarka Rupa. Dwarka Rupa is the Aishwarya Rupa. Vrindavan is the Madhurya Rupa. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called the Audarya Rupa. Audarya means compassionate form. And Jagannath is a mix of Audarya, Aishwarya, and Madhurya. Because Jagannath form externally is what? Aishwarya form. Jagannath heart is Vrindavan. So his heart is Madhurya. And what he is doing in Jagannath Puri? Audarya, compassion. Whoever sees Jagannath, Drashtva Vamanam Tattva Punarjanma Vidyate. So whoever sees Jagannath on the chariot does not see Punarjanma. So whoever sees Jagannath, so I'm sort of advertising Rath Yatra, 24th of June, you should all come, bring your family and friends, because once you see Jagannath riding on the chariot and you see his beautiful big eyes, you never see Punarjanma again. So if you want to see Punarjanma again, surely be absent on 24th of June in Rath Yatra. But if you want to not see the Punarjanma, please come. So Drashtum Ichhami, I have a ichha. Drashtum, I want to see. What do you want to see? Rupam Aishwaram. So Rupam is there, right? Rupa, Krishna's Rupa is there. Multiple Rupas are there. What's Rupa I want to see? Aishwarya Rupa, Purushottama. You are the Purushottam. You are the Uttam Purush. Of all the Purushas, you are the Uttam. You are the best Purush. So I'll read again. Prabhupada says, greatest of all personalities, which is the Purushottama, O supreme form. Parmeshwara, the Parmeshwara translated as O supreme form. Though I see you here before me in your actual position, Yathartha, as you have described yourself, I wish to see Drashtumichhami. You have entered. How? How you have entered into the cosmic manifestation? I want to see that form of yours. So Arjun is sort of presenting a desire in front of Krishna. Now, why does Arjun does not believe in Krishna? No, he believes in Krishna, but he's putting this desire so that in future, if anyone sort of puts himself as Bhagwan, so one challenge a devotee can give to this so-called Bhagwan, can you show your Virat Rupa? Krishna was able to see Virat Rupa, you also show your Virat Rupa. Once Prabhupada was giving a lecture and he said, Krishna is dancing with gopis, so everyone says, oh, Krishna is dancing with so many gopis. So Prabhupada said, but before he could dance with the gopis, he lifted Govardhan Hill. Can you lift Govardhan Hill? First you lift Govardhan Hill, then you can dance with gopis. So before talking about gopis or listening about Gopi Leela, we should hear about Govardhan Leela. So if you are able to do Govardhan, and Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj was saying, what to speak of lifting Govardhan, if you can just lift a table. So don't become Govardhan Dhari, just become a table Dhari. Lift a table in your pinky finger for 7 days and 7 nights. Then you become Gopijan Vallabh. So don't talk about Gopijan Vallabh. First you become Tabledhari. The challenges, these challenges can be given. Why are you talking about gopis? First talk about Govardhan Leela. So here is saying Aishwarya, that is the Aishwarya of Krishna, opulence of Krishna. And the last verse is very, very beautiful for sadhakas, for people who are looking forward to become devotees. This is very nice verse. 11.4. Who want to read this beautiful verse? Who hasn't read? Anyone?
I can read.
Yes, Mataji. Mohit Prabhu, Mataji first. Yes, Ujjalasa Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anyase yadi tat shakyam
Manyase yadi tat shakyam
maya drishtam iti prabhu
maya drashtim iti prabho
yogeshvara tato me tvam
yogeshvara tato me tvam
darshayatmanam avyayam.
darshayatmanam avyayam.
Translation. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Manyase yadi tat shakyam. So shakyam word is very important. Here Shakyam Prabhupada writes is able. So when Arjun is making a request to see that Aishwarya Rupa, he adds something to his question. So many times we also ask a question, but question should be asked as we have discussed earlier in a submissive way, not in a challenging way. So if you ask in a challenging way to a speaker, that will not resolve our query. He may be able to give you answer, but we will not able to realize it. So our purpose to ask question is not to get just a knowledge, piece of knowledge. Our purpose to get the knowledge to realize. So here Arjun is saying, Manya se, agar aap mante hain, if you consider me shakya, able. So not every question will be revealed to the disciple. As we have discussed many times, when Prabhupada was asked to speak about Ras Leela, Prabhupada said, you might be eligible to hear about the Ras Leela. I am not eligible to speak about it. So many times we think we are eligible, but our spiritual master will decide what we are eligible for. So Manya se yadi tat shakyam Maya drashtumiti Prabhu. So you only show me if you think I am eligible. Many times in Bhagavatam as well, Parikshit Maharaj asks a question and then he puts a disclaimer. If you think I am eligible to hear, please explain, my Guru Maharaj, this question. I have a doubt, please explain me. So we are not barring anyone to ask questions, but the mood of question should be Manyase yad shakyam. I heard one pastime of Srila Prabhupada with Hayagri Prabhu. Hayagri Prabhu was a very nice person, joined this movement in very early days. So once he went to Prabhupada after he had been in the movement for 6 months, and he told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I have been in this movement for 6 months. I've been following this 4 regulative principles for 6 months. I've been chanting 16 rounds. I haven't had darshan of Krishna yet. Prabhupada looked at him. 6 months chanting Hare Krishna and following 4 regs, and he's expecting, I haven't had darshan of Krishna yet. So Prabhupada opened Bhagavad Gita and he showed him this verse. He said, our eligibility will be defined by Krishna, not us. You cannot demand Krishna. Krishna, I've been chanting for 16 years. Why you don't appear in front of me? Do you think Krishna will come? Oh my God, you've been chanting for 16 years. Let me come in front of you. Not like that. So Prabhupada said, our eligibility will be defined by Krishna. You cannot demand Krishna. You cannot say, oh, Putana got poison for you. I'm bringing fruits and water for you. Why don't you give me the gati what you given to Putana? We can't do that. So it says, we'll read in Nectar of Devotion about the prema. So even if you have done all the boxes, tick, 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 to get the prema, whatever the eligibility criteria is needed, but still prema may not be given by Krishna. Why? Because he's Swarat, he's Swatantra, he's independent. He may give, he may not give. You cannot demand. Because if you demand, you are unqualified. So a devotee never demands. So you can express your desire to your spiritual master, to your senior. I have a doubt, but you should not expect that my spiritual master should be able to tell everything immediately on the spot. Why? Because he is your spiritual master or he is your senior devotee. Because your eligibility will be defined by him, not by you. You cannot say, Maharaj, I'm in this movement for 20 years now. Can you please explain the Ras Leela pastime? I'm very eligible. No, you can't do that. So that will be decided by Krishna. Now, let's read some words here. So, yadi shakyam. So, the most important keyword for sadhakas is shakyam. So, present yourself in a humble mood. You can present yourself, that's no problem. But your spiritual master may say, My special master once said to me, I asked him some question, he said, that will happen after many, many years of seva. So he sort of knocked out my query. He said, that will happen after many years of service, many, many years of service. So these anarthas will not go in one day. They will take a lot of time, and we are doing seva for a long time, long time. So manasya yadi tat shakyam maya drashtum iti. So what I want to see, you only show me if you are eligible. And now Arjun is saying, Yogeshwaro tato me tvam. So who are you? You are Yogeshwar. So what I'm asking you to show Virat form or universal form, it's a very big thing. But you can do it. Why? Because you are Yogeshwar. But you only do it if you think I am eligible. That's the most important. Darshaya Atmana Avyam. So you are showing your unlimited. So Avyam is unlimited. Atmanam is universal self. So you are going to show your universal self to me. But if you think I'm eligible, I'm able to behold your cosmic form, please show it to me. So it's a very nice verse. Now let's see what Krishna says to Arjuna on that. 11.5. Anyone wants to go? Doubles are okay. Rupam Prabhu, you want to go?
Yes, Prabhu. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Pashyame Partha Rupani.
Pashyame Partha Rupani.
Shat Shoyatha Sahasrashaha.
Sat Shota Sahasrashaha.
Nana Vidhani Divyani.
Nana Vidhani Divyani.
Nana Varna Kritni Cha.
Nana Varnani Kritini Cha. Nana Varna Kritini Cha.
Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, O son of Pratha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied, divine and multicolored forms. Thank you.
So, thank you, Prabhuji. Pashyame. Pashyame refers to, yes, I'll show you. See, Partha Rupani. Rupani refers to form. How many forms? Shat, anyone know? Shatak. There's a word in Hindi, in cricket people will know. Shatak. Shatak mane, Rupa Prabhu is smiling. Shatak mar ke aaye hain, century. Or Shot refers to thousands. So how many forms you are going to see? Rupani adjective is Shat Shot. Thousands, hundreds and thousands of forms. Basically means unlimited. Sahasrasha. Sahasra refers to thousand. So what I'm going to show you, how many Rupani I'm going to show you? Unlimited forms. Nana Vidhani Divyani. So Nana Vidhani, they are all Divyani, they're all Divya, transcendental. Actually, they're not, they're celestial actually. Nana Vidhani Divyani. So Prabhupada writes as divine. Okay, let's take divine. Divine has multiple meanings actually. Nana Varna Akriti. So Varna refers to Varnashram. Varna refers to color and Akriti refers to Akar, shape. So they will have many color and many shapes. So Prabhupada writes here, varied, divine and multicolored forms. So forms refers to Akriti and color refers to Varna. Varna ashram, different colors. Why we call it color? So in Varnashram also we have different colors on the top of our subtle body. So our subtle body is multicolored. Some are Brahman colored, some are Kshatriya colored. It's a coloring, isn't it? No one is a Kshatriya by soul. No one is a Brahman, no one is a Shudra. Everyone is a pure soul. But the coloring of that soul is, say, Shudra, Brahman, Kshatriya, like that. So it's called Varna. 11.6. Anyone? I'm not putting a name. Ravi Mataji. You want to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. That's okay.
Pasha Dityan Vasun Rudran.
Pasha Adityan Vasun Rudran.
Ashvinau Marutas Tatha.
Ashvino Marutas Tatha.
Bahuni Adrishta Purvani.
Bahuni Adrashta Purvani.
Pasyacharyani Bharata.
Pasyacharyani Bharata.
Translation. O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before.
So Pasha, again, he's using the word Pasha. Pasha, in the previous word also he said, huh? Why he's using again? Our Acharya said, because Arjun says, I want to see. And Sri Bhagavan is like, okay, see. So Pasha, what you will Pasha, what you will see? Aditya. Anyone knows the meaning of Aditya? We have heard this before.
Sons of Aditi.
Son of Aditi, thank you. Right? And Aditya also means a simple one is Surya, sun. So S-O-N sun and S-U-N sun. So Aditya refers to sun. So here is saying 12 sons of Aditi. And Prabhupada writes the whole thing. So the different Vasus, Vishwapatama, as we said, this one of the Vasus, 8 Vasus. Anil, Agni is also Vasu, Prithvi is also Vasu. They're all Vasus. Huh? This is one of them. Vasu. Rudran. There are 11 Rudras. We read about it earlier. Ashwini Kumar. There are 2 Ashwini Kumar. Marut refers to Vayu. Maruti. Marut. So Marut is Vayu. Tatha is. And Bahuni. Bahuni means bahut sare. Everyone knows that word. Adrashta Purvani. Adrashta Purvani refers to no one has ever seen them before. Huh? Adrashta, not seen. Purvani means in the past. No one has seen them in the past. Pasya, again Pasya. Asharyani. You'll be very amazed to see them. What I'm going to show you is very, very wonderful, and that's filled with Aditya, Vasu, Rudra, Ashwini, Marut, and they have never been seen before. Huh? So what form I'm going to show you has never been seen before. So this is the speciality of this form which Krishna is going to show it to Arjuna. 7. Jai Dharma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ihaikas stam jagat krishnam
Ihaikastam jagat krishnam
pasyayadhyat sa characharam
Pasyadya sacharacharam
mama dehe gudakesha
Mam dehe gudakesha
yas chanyad drustum ichasi.
Yachanya drashtumichhasi.
O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Ihak istham. Ihak istham means yahan baithe hue. You can sit here. Jagat Krishnam. Krishnam refers to, anyone remembers? This we read this word in the previous chapter as well. Krishnam. Akha India. You can remember Akhila. Huh? So Marathis are smiling. So Krishnam refers to whole. Pasya adya sa chara charam. What you will see? Chara and achara. Moving and non-moving. Mam dehe. This word is very important. Our acharyas explain. Mam dehe. Krishna is not saying something beyond me. For Mayavadis, you can say Mam dehe. Krishna is saying my deha you will see in my body. Now again, this body of Krishna is not like our body, which is made up of flesh and bone. Krishna's body is completely spiritual. But Krishna is using the word Mam dehe. Krishna is not saying in the light you will see everything. Brahman you will see everything. Not like that. Mam dehe gudakesha. Gudakesha refers to Arjuna. And many times Krishna has used this word. Ta anyat. Anyat refers to whatever you have asked to see and whatever you have not asked to show me, I will show you everything. And do you have to go to, okay, from Australia you will see the Grahan. From Russia you will not see the Grahan. From India you can see, do this, America you cannot do this. What Krishna is saying, Ihai kestam, yahi par baithe raho. Just sit here in one rath and I will show you everything by sitting. That's completely amazing, isn't it? One simple example you can understand by, suppose you're sitting in your room. I'm looking at Mahavasa Prabhu in the central picture. How many things you can see, Prabhu, around you? You can see a wall, you can probably see a sofa set or a cup you're holding in your hand. But can you see what is happening outside that room with your current eyes? No, you cannot see, right? But if you have to see, what can you do by sitting in that room? Maybe you have to have a CCTV camera and your control is in laptop, for example, right? You can see what is happening outside of your boundaries. If you have a CCTV for example, maybe in your factory you have a CCTV, you can see. But that is also limited. But if you see on internet, you can see many other things. At one place, just an analogy here, you can see many things. But can you see everything by sitting at one place? Impossible. Even internet cannot help you. So no matter how many CCTVs you can only see few things. So you can increase your capacity by having some equipments. But Krishna is equipping Arjuna in such a way that just by sitting on one chariot in one spot, he will be able to see everything, whatever he has asked and whatever he has not asked. And those things have never seen in the past by anyone else. Adrashta Purvam, that's a word Krishna used in the previous verse. Okay, let's go the last one of Sri Krishna. This is the last verse Krishna is saying in this series. Who will do the last verse? Anyone?
I'll do.
Hare Krishna, Mohit Prabhu.
Natu mam sakyase drashtum.
Natu mam shakyase drashtum.
Anene vasa chakshusha.
Anenenaiva swachakshusha.
Divyam dadami te chakshu.
Divyam dadami te chakshuhu.
Pasyame yogam aishwaram.
Pashyame yogam aishwaram.
Translation to Srila Prabhupada. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence.
Thank you. So in this verse, Krishna is saying, Natu mam shakyase drashtum. So what's the word Arjun used? Shakyase. Huh? Same word Krishna is using, and he's saying, if you think I'm eligible. So Krishna is saying, Natu mam shakyase. Actually, you're not eligible. So Krishna immediately sort of refuses. No, you're not eligible. Natu mam shakyase drashtum. You're not eligible to what? See. That means you don't have capacity to see. So you're not rejecting the request of Arjuna. What he's saying, at the moment you're not eligible. At the moment you're not eligible. Suppose, I was giving example to Mahavasu Prabhu. He cannot see what is happening outside his boundary unless he has a CCTV, right? But with CCTV he can see. Without CCTV you cannot see, right? But from the present eyes, Krishna is saying you are not eligible. So swachakshusha, chakshu refers to eyes. Swachakshusha means with your own eyes, you cannot see me. You cannot see the form which you are desiring. So what I will do, Divyami dadami chakshu. Chakshu word is used twice. So I will give you what? Dadami, give you chakshu, divya chakshu. I will give you divya chakshu. Pashyame yogam ashram. Look at my Aishwarya, Arjuna. So yogam ashram is used in question to Arjuna, where he's saying, you are Yogeshwara. Arjuna used the word for Krishna, you are Yogeshwara. So he's saying, yes, I'm Yogeshwara. You see my Aishwarya. And also, which form Arjuna wanted to see? Rupam Aishwarya. You remember? I want to see Rupam. Rupa is already present, but Soumya Rupa is present, not Aishwarya Rupa. So Krishna is saying, I will show you Aishwarya Rupa. But with the present eyes, you cannot see. So what I will do? Divyam dadami te chakshu. I will give you divya eyes, and from those eyes you will be able to see. But you cannot see me with your present eyes, therefore I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Now, one thing which we have to understand here very clearly, has been explained by our acharyas. Even Bhanu Maharaj was giving a class and he was saying the same thing. We should not think Arjun is going to get an upgraded version of the eyes. Upgraded means something which he cannot see is able to see. Like I'm talking CCTV here, for example, a little example. So with the present eyes, we cannot see, but with the help of internet, with the help of some equipments, we are able to see something which we are not able to see with the current eyes. This is called an upgrade. This is a premium version, upgraded version. But Arjun, what he's seeing at the moment, Krishna's most original form, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidanand Vigraha. So what he's seeing right now is the most original form of Krishna. But he is not able to see the universal form of Krishna, and for that he need another eyes. So do you think it's an upgraded version of eyes or a downgrade version of eyes? Actually, it's a downgrade version of eyes, because Prabhupada clearly writes in the purport, this universal form Virat Rup is a material form. Why? It is temporary. It does not exist in the eternal spiritual world, but Krishna's form exists in the eternal spiritual world, and he is able to see that form. But he is now looking from a spiritual form to a material form. So it's an upgrade or a downgrade? Actually, it's a downgrade. So Arjun is a very great devotee, and he is again not interested in seeing this material form of Krishna, but he is trying to put an argument for those who in future will claim themselves as God, as Bhagwan. So he is asking that, but he is not getting an upgrade. Actually, he's getting a downgrade version, and that's why Arjun will say in future, in this chapter, will say, Krishna, please take this form back and show me your original form. This is Krishna's original form. So when he's talking about this divine eyes, it should not be taken as that he's getting a very higher sort of equipment. No, actually, it's a downgrade version. Why? He's a pure devotee of Lord. But he just need an instrument to see a particular form. That's fine. You're not able to see something, you get a microscope, and then you're able to see. So similarly, he's just getting an equipment to see a particular material form, but it's not an upgraded version of the eyes, rather a downgrade version of the eyes. So we'll stop here. Now next week, we'll start from the description of this form, which has been described by Sanjay in the beginning. Okay, we'll stop here. Any quick questions? Very quick. It's 53 already.
Prabhu, oh, sorry, just one question. In the previous chapter, there was a mention, Lord says he is the Guhya of Guhya, a secret of the secrets. How do we understand that better? Is it like he is obviously...
So that was for the previous chapter, Prabhuji. So
Yeah.
Arjun is saying, you have explained me. Now I have a desire. So this chapter is not Guhyam Guhyar. That's already gone. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said,
Yeah.
yes.
I was asking the reason when Lord says he is the secret of the secrets, is it because we are not able to, it's so difficult to see or perceive his opulences? That's why he...
Okay, now I understand your question, Prabhuji. So he was saying, amongst all the secret, I'm Mona. So that's a very different Prabhuji perspective here. It's nothing to do with the Lord. He's saying, if you want to keep something secret, it has to be Mona, silence, complete silence. That's what it is, Prabhuji. It's nothing to do with the Lord or anything. He's saying how you keep a secret by keeping a Mona. So Mona has the power to keep secret as secret. Huh? So okay, we're just looking at from that perspective only, nothing else here. Huh? It's just giving how can you keep a secret sacred by keeping it Mona, silence. That's all. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sundarji, any quick announcement for anyone?
Not really, Prabhu.
Okay. So all good. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you.
Sorry.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu. The announcement around the chapter 12 verses, which part of...
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. So Rupam Prabhu and I discussed earlier. I forgot. So Rupam Prabhu has been putting a document which has all the module 2 verses which we are supposed to learn. Prabhuji, this is 17 verses if I'm not wrong, Rupam Prabhu.
Total, so module 12, sorry, module 2 has total 17 verses.
Module 2 has 17 verses from chapter 7 to 12, and Prabhuji has a list. I think he has already published it. So we are supposed to recite those 17 verses in our exam, probably on 30th of July. So there is no confusion on that. All the chapters has verses, and please sort of cram those verses for your exam. And obviously, a very obvious thing, but I will still say those written in the PDF file in the Mayapur Bhakti Shastri thing, obviously in the module 3 or 4, wherever they are written, you are not expected to recite in that module. You are reciting in this module only. So NOD will only have NOD verses, not Bhagavad Gita verses. Bhagavad Gita will only have Bhagavad Gita verses. So very obvious thing, but we were discussing, so I thought I'll just clarify it. So 17 verses, which Prabhuji has. Please cram all those verses. Okay, let's stop here. 556. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Shri Jagannath Maharani ki jai.
Jai.
See you all next Sunday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Oh.
Hare Krishna, Vinay Prabhu.
Hare Bo.